Hey guys, find your voice and make some noise for On the Come Up, the latest from the #1 New York Times bestselling author of The Hate U Give, an homage to hip-hop. On the Come Up is a story of fighting for your dreams, even as the odds are stacked up against you. So visit onthecomeupbook.com to learn more, or purchase a copy of On the Come Up wherever you buy books right now, and let us know how you like it. Let's move on.
Hey y'all, The Read is also brought to you by Squarespace. Squarespace makes it so easy to launch whatever your passion project may be, whether you're just showcasing your work or selling products or services of any kind. They've got beautiful templates and the ability to customize just about anything so you can make a gorgeous website all by yourself. But if you do get stuck, Squarespace has 24/7 award-winning customer support there to help you out. So head to squarespace.com/read for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a site or domain. Let them know Kid Fury and Crystal sent you. Let's start the show.
All right, so we're back a day early.
Oh, yes. Sorry, that's my bad because I have to fly out.
Yeah.
First thing in the morning.
It's totes. Okay. It's
Great.
like, it's perfectly fine. We had a weird, different schedule well, no, that show came out on time, but it wasn't like a regular
But we went to the studio on like a Saturday.
Yeah,
that was very strange.
Very weird.
But we didn't
Totally
have to
worth
go in
it.
there yeah, it was. House Kingdom of Hearts 3.
There's no of in it.
Okay, House Kingdom Hearts 3.
Kingdom Hearts 3 is a joy. So thanks to everyone who's made. I'm not finished with it yet. I know a lot of you girls are done and waiting to hear what I think about the ending or something like that. I'm taking my time. Again, 13 years? Like, yeah. I'm not about to just finish this game in a week. They're all crazy. So
we got a few letters from people who are like, I finished it in 2 days. What am I supposed to do? And I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know what the fuck y'all were like rushing through it for.
I don't know how you can do that.
Combed every single corner of every world that you travel to, then go back. Because it's like said, let's say there are like 14 worlds total, and maybe 8 of them are based on Disney movies.
Okay.
And then in each one, you have like challenges where you're supposed to go and take pictures of these secret hidden Mickey heads and stuff. So I've been going into like what you've been doing for Korok Seeds after you beat the game.
I was about to say
I've been doing that before I finished the game.
Okay.
Which means, my experience is so high at this point, nobody's beating my ass. Well, I shouldn't say that. I spoke too soon. But
okay.
I'm pretty high in terms of level, and I'm having the joy of a lifetime. So excited. It's so beautiful. It's everything I love about the games and more. Now what we need is a Nintendo Switch Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
The franchise has always done like the main titles on PlayStation, and I guess Xbox gets to play it now or whatever, key for y'all. And then they do like spin-offs on like separate systems. So I think they should do a Nintendo Switch Kingdom Hearts exclusive, possibly starring Axel, maybe Axel and Kairi, or Axel, Kairi, Riku, whoever the fuck. And I already planned, so let me bring up my notes.
Okay.
I want worlds based on Moana, Atlantis, Coco.
Coco's so good.
Incredibles, Zootopia, and Inside and Out.
I did like Zootopia. Inside Out made me cry a lot.
Inside Out. Well, let me count the ones I didn't cry.
Inside Out for real though. That movie.
Don't think Atlantis.
God damn. I don't think I've ever seen Atlantis. I don't know Atlantis.
Oh my God. Atlantis never gets the justice it deserves. First of all, Cree Summer. Secondly, amazing film. Okay. Atlantis needs to be, this is exactly why I put it on the list too, because it doesn't get the things it deserves, and it would make a great game. Other than that, yeah, I think I cried in most of these. Zootopia, definite tears. Inside Out, absolutely. Coco, please.
Oh man, I don't know anybody who kept it together for like the entire second half of Coco. But
what was that fucking movie? Jesus!
Don't let you have just lost nobody either.
Like wow, wow.
Well, I'm so glad you're having fun with your game.
It's
Yay!
fantastic.
Hallelujah.
Well, guys, thanks for coming back with us this week. My name is Maud Findley.
And I am Stacey Abrams. Who's Maud Finley?
M-A-U-D-E.
I can spell Maud, but I don't. I can only think of the white woman.
You might be able to just put in the word Maud.
Oh, Findlay.
Yeah.
A fictional character. Oh, this is Maud from the show.
Yeah.
Oh, right. B. Arthur played her.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. I remember this. And what's really crazy is that somebody, maybe Logo or something, they're running reruns of it now.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not playing with you because there was an episode where Florida
That's the one I just started.
What? Really?
Yes.
There's an episode where Florida's like her maid or her housekeeper or something. Yes.
Good
and
Times
James
was
is coming
a
to get
spinoff of this show.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Good Times is right. Okay, so that is who I was thinking of.
Or Good Times might be an All in the Family spinoff. I can't remember. Either Good Time is a spinoff.
No, the Jeffersons
Maude.
is an All in the Family spinoff.
Oh, right.
Because the Jeffersons moved into the neighborhood.
Right. And Maude is also an All in the Family spinoff. Good Times is a spinoff of this, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Anyways, I bought the whole last series on DVD.
Wow.
Recently. Sure did.
No, they're showing it on TV. I just watched that episode the other day like, bitch, what?
I didn't know that it was being played on syndication or whatever. I had never seen it on TV. And even then, they censor stuff out and they also cut stuff a lot of times for like commercial times or whatever. I've noticed some like broadcast versions of Golden Girls are not the same as the ones that you'll watch on DVD or whatever. But anyways, I bought it just simply because Beatrice Arthur, also Rue McClanahan, is in it. It's fantastic.
It's good.
Florida comes in on episode like 3. I cracked up 2 minutes in.
I loved it. I feel like shows were kind of like almost realer back then about some shit. Like
the very second episode is like her husband's best friend is like really conservative, and so they start going like arguing back and forth on different, sides of politics and stuff like that. And did you know that hurricanes used to only be named after women?
I think I did know that.
I either didn't know that or it was in fact I learned early in life and forgot.
And then forgot. Yeah, I don't know why.
It was until like the late 70s that they started naming them after both men and women.
And I think there's like some study that shows that when a hurricane or any storm is named after a woman, people take it less seriously. Like it won't fuck you up like any other storm. It's like, oh, your sexism is going to do you in. It is. But yeah, Maud's a great show. I didn't know Finley was her last name though.
Yeah.
Okay, look at that.
Well, girls, welcome back. Black excellence for you today. Keeping it simple, keeping it cute. Giving grace and honor to one Stacey Abrams, being the first black again. This time, the first black woman to give the Democratic response to the State of the Union, which is happening tonight. So by the time you're listening to
this,
we'll
be missing it. Thank God.
Already happened. Right. I mean, besides her response, I felt I don't give a fuck.
And
what
I can
that
watch that on YouTube afterwards.
Hello?
I don't care. Because all Donald Trump about to do is get on TV and lie to y'all. I do not give a fuck.
I'm not interested in that nectarine or its fucking feelings today, bitch.
Nope.
Not at all. So I will be tuned in for Lady Abrams and her response. I feel like she's going to wrap up everything I need to know anyway and give me the read I'm looking for.
Amen.
So we speak your name, Stacey, and we love on you, and you are just gorge.
Ooh, and Billy Porter is doing the gay response.
Boots!
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Isn't that great?
It's like, how perfect.
I know. I love it so much.
I need Billy Porter to do more gay everything. I need him to be the face.
Yes. Yes, I feel like white gays really underappreciated Billy Porter. Maybe Pose is bringing him, to the point where people are starting to give him his.
Lived for Billy Porter ever since Kinky Boots. It's like like specific white gays have known.
Okay, well, I'm just glad to see him getting more attention, more praise, more shine, all the things that he deserves.
Yeah, no, I love this
so much. So yeah, tune into Logo as well for that.
Also, I wanted to say an RIP to Kevin Barnett. An extremely talented writer, comedian that passed away way too young, and also Christophe St. John.
Isn't that so sad?
Like insanity.
Oh, man. I know. I mean, the story itself is just so heartbreaking, but I just remember seeing that man on my TV.
All the time.
All the time.
Like literally every day.
Yes.
Because my grandma.
Okay. Listen. Tuned in faithfully, all right?
There wasn't an episode that was missed.
Not a single. I feel like every black woman in the 90s had a crush on that man. And Kevin Barnett, I didn't know, but there's been so much love for him on my social media that I'm just like, wow.
Like you can't.
Yeah, I can't believe I missed out on knowing this person while he was here. So,
you could not know who he was even if you wanted to. Like if you didn't before, you are hip now.
Yeah, no, there was no way to get around it.
So this week in hot tops, Mighty Morphin power bottoms.
The best kind of bottoms.
You know, you just
charge up.
Wherever you are.
Get information.
It's morphin time.
That's what morphin time is, honestly, just getting information.
Absolutely.
That's literally what they do.
Toni! Kimberly stayed getting her ass flipped and calling her for Toni.
She did. And she used to get on my fucking nerves.
Meanwhile, here is Trini, R.I.P., kicking all the ass, even though they put her in that racist ass color.
Outfit. So wrong.
The same as that.
It was so wrong.
Holding her own.
Fuck, that was so fucked
But you
up.
calling for the nigga who was once upon a time was beating all y'all asses with the two fists that God gave him.
Look at you.
Rita, who I don't remember how he was back. Anyways, this week, first of all, forgive me for anything I may misconstrue, whatever. I'm going to dedicate one day an inbox for the listeners to just send us emails to correct us on things we got wrong in the episode.
You don't have to. There's no need for a dedicated inbox.
I'm going to do that.
There's about 30 emails in here telling us what peakleys are. So I don't think we need a separate email address for that.
If there's ever a thing to get wrong, it was not anything action.
Sorry. My
Bitch.
bad.
I was really sitting up here too, like, and being from Miami, I had never heard of that in my life. But
no, I mean me either. But your spicy relish sounds good.
I know what it is
Sorry,
now.
I've never had it.
Sounds like it would be good on like a fish.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like a fried fish. Maybe.
Yes.
I don't know what they eat it with.
Like a Haitian coleslaw, kind of.
That sounds with that. I mean, that's how it was described.
Yeah, but just like not nasty, because coleslaw's nasty.
It is.
It's disgusting.
I mean but it sounds like they take out the nasty part.
Right. And make it good.
Right.
Which is what black people do to white
Leave
people all
it
the
to
time.
blacks. You know, it's just dinner.
Like, you
Patient
had
said,
something here, but then you took a
that out.
left. So we're just gonna make this something niggas want to eat. All right.
Lord have mercy.
That's
so,
right.
yeah, a lot is, I've been playing my game. Waited forever for it. It hit midnight, got a few hours of it in. Woke up the very next day. I'm reading that Jesse's been attacked by MAGA.
Oh my God.
I want to just say, between that, then Tabitha from Bad Girls Club released a diss record to Tory Lanez. Apparently, they were fucking and he sucked her feet through the socks.
Ugh. What? Through the socks?
Yandy got pepper sprayed for protesting, for freezing inmates.
Oh my God. No.
Chester Cheetah he dropped a diss record. 21 Savage is British. I don't know what the
Tabitha
fuck
is
going on.
Dream Doll?
Oh yeah, that's her name.
Wow. I sure had to look that up. Wait a minute. Okay. All right. Sorry. Yes, a lot has happened. And I also don't know the details to most of those stories you just laid out.
Let me tell you something. I logged on every now and then in between eating a snack, taking a link outside, and promptly logged back off. There's a piece.
All right.
In remaining off of the app sometimes.
Yes, there absolutely is.
Not even just offline, because there's plenty that can happen online without engaging with y'all and y'all shenanigans.
Yeah.
And there is a distinct piece in it, and I want y'all to get in. So
yeah, there's a lot more to the internet than social media.
Yeah, I really don't know the details to a lot of this either.
Well, we're gonna get through it together.
All right, let's start with this. This is news that nobody saw coming.
Is it?
Huge surprise.
Okay, can't wait to hear this.
So Cardi B and Offset are apparently working on whatever. They're married. They're married. They're married. Cardi B and Offset are working on their marriage.
All right.
Belcalis told People magazine that they're taking things slow. She said, we have a baby right now. That's like our real big focus. I hang out with him. I talk to him every day and we do our thing. It's just like to make things perfect, it takes time. You know, fucking and hanging out doesn't mean that you guys are on like a perfect note. It takes time. So she clarified that they are in fact fucking.
Yeah, no, we knew. I don't think y'all ever stopped fucking.
Fucking probably came back into the fold before the hanging out.
I really feel strongly that fucking never really left the fold. Not really.
There might have been a pause on
a
fucking.
weekend off does not a break can constitute. It just does not.
I feel like 8 days.
I mean, maybe, but I just, like, I guess because, this is her husband and she has this newborn, she does want to work on it. From the outside looking in, it's like, for what? From my perspective anyway, it's like, work on it for what?
How old is she again?
Y'all had just barely got together and he was already cheating. So
25?
But, whatever. Y'all be in love with these niggas.
Cardo is 26.
Which is...
26 for me was the year where I was like, oh, I don't have to deal with you dumbass nigga. 26 was an awakening.
Okay.
But that's not like, a thing across the board for all people.
Right.
Some
especially
people,
not if you give birth that same year. I mean,
some people stay asleep.
It's harder to leave a nigga once you have a baby by him. So I'm not,
especially your first baby, probably.
Not even remotely shocked by this news, but I wish her the best. I hope that nigga stops, embarrassing her.
Yeah, right.
That's really it. I hope the best for that couple.
At your best, you are loved.
What? Why?
I'm not gonna keep going.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not shocked myself either, and I too wish them the absolute best. Cardi, sure.
No, nothing else.
No, because you do have a baby in the situation, and you probably have been around. Both of them have probably been around several motherfuckers who did not have, both parents in the household or whatever in situations like that, and you just want. Even if you haven't, you want for your kid to have that situation, but then at the same time, like,
I guess y'all do be wanting that for your babies. Y'all want them to have both parents in the house.
Everyone deserves to be dumb with niggas to an extent, a measurable extent.
Yeah, there's a learning curve.
For all of us.
For all of us.
Everybody involved.
I can look back on these with the benefit of hindsight because I am not 26 with a newborn. So, but like I said, I'm not trying to like shit on Cardi's dreams or her marriage even necessarily. It's just, I don't know that nigga is really going to do right. But I hope he does. I do. I hope he stops embarrassing his wife like this.
I don't think that's a part of the Illuminati's bylaws or guidelines.
You don't think so?
I think that as part of the Illuminati, you actually must stand up in your adultery as well as your misogyny.
You think so?
And your abuse.
See, I feel like deep down inside, I'm hoping Jay-Z called, who is it, Offset? And was just like...
Why would Jay-Z ever call Offset about anything?
Not unsolicited. Like, Offset was like, can I get in touch with Jay-Z? And then the phone call happened. And Jay-Z was like, don't make the mistakes I did.
Blue Ivy's agent picks up and says, girl,
I just hope he got
30 seconds of time I can give you.
I feel like a nigga like that is only going to listen to somebody like Jay-Z.
No.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not. Future told Jay-Z to kiss his ass.
Well,
and Future founded. No, he probably inherited the Illuminati, maybe.
So Future may be
definitely up there.
Future maybe cannot be saved, but I would hope that somebody older that he respects professionally and personally would reach out and say, don't make the mistakes I did. Do not put this woman through hell for however long, either be with her and do right by her or leave her and go on about your life. Like, I'm just hoping that conversation happened with somebody that he respects, but maybe not. You don't seem to have not one shred of faith.
Just hope the nigga goes to church on Sundays. Like, I feel like you got a better chance
going to no
him
damn church on Sunday.
Going to Bible study and then hearing a word.
I would rather you commit to doing better by me than even necessarily committing to going to church every week.
Neither one of these things are happening.
No.
Atlanta niggas. Another more mysterious rekindling of love that seems to be happening here. Toni Braxton and Birdman might be a thing.
God damn, Toni, really?
We were doing so well,
You
Toni.
were, girl. Beyonce recreated your album cover for Halloween.
What?
Why wouldn't you just ride that momentum into the new year?
As if that would have been the day that she was like, oh, I don't have to deal with
Yeah, honestly, yes. If Beyonce redid your album cover, I feel like that would be like a refresher. Like, wait, I am that bitch. And what am I doing? Dealing with this sorry ass nigga. No, don't think so.
I wish I got it, Toni. I really do. I just look at you and I see Toni Braxton, the Toni Braxton.
Right.
The Braxton matriarch.
Not that.
What do you think about it?
But, okay, I'm so done with you.
And then... Well, Birdman posted on his Instagram page the number 4 life with a heart emoji and tagged Toni Braxton in it. Here they are with matching sunglasses, matching haircuts.
All right.
Nails.
Yeah.
Color scheme.
Same acrylics as well.
Everything here is just, doing its best to look like it goes together. And yet I don't buy it.
Yeah, I really feel like Toni Braxton deserves so much more than what Birdman can give her. Like, what exactly is the appeal here? But all right. I can't, tell another grown woman what to do with her life or her vagina.
Toni Braxton just found her like a rich, fine South Asian man or something. Just an old, I speak 7 languages ass. I don't give a fuck about whatever song you sing ass.
Yes.
I
I'm over here independently wealthy and I just think you're beautiful. What is it that you do? Something in America? That's fun. So would you like to go on my yacht? Something like that. I want somebody to break down for me, explain it to me like I'm 3 years old. What is the appeal of being with Birdman? I just do not see it.
But who are we to... Maybe Birdman.
I mean, who are we to really say anything about anybody? But
maybe Birdman wakes up in the morning and he serves her a plate of Eggos hot out the toaster with a little cinnamon sugar and butter on top.
The toaster? Really?
And yeah.
The microwave, perhaps. Niggas not plugging the toaster in. It's too much work. 30 seconds. Oh, and not even real syrup or good syrup. The syrup in the fucking packets that he took home from Waffle House or some shit. It's just sugar water. Gross.
I'm happy if Toni Braxton is happy.
Same.
I enjoy Toni Braxton.
I just feel like you're right. Who am I to say that Birdman is not treating her like an absolute fucking princess?
But you gotta look at him.
Hey, maybe it is worth it. I don't know what Birdman's money is like. I heard he ain't paying nobody else, so he ought to have plenty for himself. And so maybe it is worth whatever situation he has going on, crust and all, first thing in the morning. I mean, just say it. What can I say? I can't make no decisions for you, girl.
Maybe he plays a Spanish guitar.
Really? The Spanish guitar, really?
I'm sick. I need some. Where's my Zyke?
I'm mad at you because I just got a visual of Birdman. Not even
telling you
in
he
boxes.
Plays the Spanish guitar.
He doesn't for real though. You're just being funny for no.
He was
reason.
playing the Spanish guitar, and Keisha Cole was laying on top of the piano and singing.
Why did you bring that back to my memory? I totally forgot that Keisha Cole was beating bitches' asses for being in the house with Birdman.
Let me tell you something. Birdman's got a hidden recipe, and we're the ignorant bitches for acting like he doesn't.
The dick must be doing something. Because are we looking at his face and being like, nah. But these girls are seeing something else, and we just don't know about it. The dick must be phenomenal. Combination of good penis and a lot of money will, you can overlook a lot of things under those circumstances. No? You don't think so?
But there gotta be good dick money niggas that aren't covered in Lisa Frank stickers.
Listen, some of us like looking like a 5th grade girl's trapper keeper, okay? Some of us like a man who is similarly decorated. So,
babe, you just remind me of yesteryear.
It takes me back to the early 90s, Miss Foster's English class.
When I would play tetherball with my bitches in our case list.
Yes, a covered side and make friendship bracelets. and make that S, that 3D S that niggas would just put on everything. What was that fucking S?
With the fucking 6 lines?
Yes. Why did we all do that? I used to put that S on everything.
What was that? Why did we draw it? Why
know.
did we draw it? Why?
Are the kids today still making that S?
Yes, I think so. I still see it.
Wow, man.
That's good. I legit just took Zach him.
Okay.
Next up on the list of hot tops, Ariana Grande
All right.
is back in the news.
All right. This was funny as fuck.
Open mouth like guffaw.
Nigga. It took me down. I said, oh no.
Hot off the heels of her new single, 7 Rings, her new trap pop single, 7 Rings, now with a 2 Chainz remix.
Just like we said.
I mean...
I feel like we can't even bullshit no more on this show.
Honestly, it's like the agents or the managers have like either like a bingo pad or like and they just like flick something out and whatever nigga shit it lands on is
that's
what they throw
do.
You know what I'm saying? They just flip a coin and whatever ratchetry it lands on.
I was actually mad. I was mad how predictable that was.
So, like,
I was like, really, girl? This is just...
Anyway.
Come on.
So
groove.
for whatever reason under God's sun,
Yep.
Ariana Grande decided to get a tattoo on the palm of her hand in kanji, like the Japanese lettering of Chinese. I don't really know how it works. I might even act like I do.
A system of Japanese writing using Chinese characters.
Boom.
Yes.
There you go. Definitions.
Cool.
So she tried to get the tattoo to say 7 rings in kanji. Unfortunately,
language don't work like that.
That's just not the way that it works. It was missing a few characters, and the actual tattoo that she got and posted on the internet for us to see after it being placed on the hand God gave her said, basically it translated to like Japanese style barbecue or small charcoal grill, something along the lines.
A little barbecue grill.
Right. Which she should just change her name to that.
I don't know why she won't just go by it.
Just...
You might as well lean into it.
Please do it.
It looked fake. The hand didn't even look real. It looked like one of them hot dogs or legs posts where you're trying to figure out,
wow,
is this a hot dog or some white girl's legs? Yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
The hand didn't look real. The hand that got tattooed.
That part I get.
Oh, okay.
Hot dogs or legs?
You haven't seen hot dogs or legs? I feel like is it an Instagram or a Twitter account where
this
it's
sounds like Tumblr. This sounds straight up.
It might be. It might be.
I'm mad it came up so fast.
Yes, because hot dogs or legs are everywhere. Or legs.
Wow. The thing that I'm mad at is that I really can't tell if
some of these you cannot tell. Exactly.
Well, these are...
Her hand looked a little fake in that picture.
This is absolutely 2 hot dogs. But I'm mad that somebody here also clearly put some like lotion or whatever on their legs.
But did it like mustard?
Right. Like some of these is like, okay, bitch. Like I know what I'm looking at and y'all are bored.
Yeah, some of y'all are trying to be funny.
What the fuck? Okay, so she got this tattoo on her hand. Here is the excuse that she gave us after we all began to laugh at her little charcoal girl tattoo that's supposed to say the name of her new single. She said, "Indeed, I left out the characters that were missing that made this say something stupid.
Okay.
Which should have gone in between. It hurt like fuck and still looks tight."
Wait, so you knew you were missing characters and did it anyway?
We're going to get to that.
I just thought a Japanese friend lied to you.
I wouldn't have lasted one more symbol. But this spot also peels a ton and won't last. So if I miss it enough, I'll suffer through the whole thing next time. Bitch, you try. I dare you. 1 letter. It's 99% gonna go away, he said. But I wanted to feel it. LOL. He was like, that's the what? That's all I see.
Okay. All right.
But anyways.
I missed that whole update anyway.
Yeah, like she basically tried to say that she couldn't stand the pain
Okay.
That's the most painful spot for sure. I was like, I'm curious for sure. Also, that's how you end up with tiny grill / circle / tambourine on your hand. So her excuse was that she didn't want to finish the tattoo because it hurt too much.
Why get it at all? And why get it in a language you don't speak? That's where I'm really stuck. Why would you do this in kanji anyway? I'm serious. What part of the culture is hers? Why would you do that?
You know what? I be forgetting that these people are not my generation or whatever. And I know that sounds like elderly and I'm not old like that or whatever. But girl, like you clearly are not lying to somebody in my age range. Like you couldn't, this had to have been for your younger impressionable fans, girl, because you mean to tell me that you got a tattoo, permanent ink in your body and allowed it to purposely say something incorrect because it hurt too much, even though before you got the tattoo, you were informed of how much it would hurt?
Yeah.
That don't make no goddamn sense, sis.
Right. Like, so you
didn't know the shit was wrong. You thought it said 7 rings and the internet told you it fucking didn't. And you embarrassed and you trying to cop please. You should have just had the shit say 7 rings in Italian, sis, since you're Italian.
Yes.
You could have called your mama and asked her how to say the shit right. If you don't speak it.
Right.
Goofy.
So I think she just like literally got 7 and then rings, but those two symbols together means young charcoal grill.
Because that's not how those languages work. Right. I don't speak Chinese, Mandarin, Japanese, nothing. And I know that you can't just take 2 words and find the characters and then put them together. That's not how it works.
Yeah, that's not how a lot of languages work. So.
Anyways, she went to go and try and update it, right?
Oh, yes, she did.
She added 2 of the characters that were supposed to be missing underneath the characters that she got tattooed before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Problem is, it's still wrong.
Wait, so why?
The tattoo now says Japanese finger barbecue, according to Maxim.
Japanese finger barbecue? That sounds like a porn title. Gross. Oh man!
As much as she rubs her sleeves together all the time, that shit gonna be gone.
It's gonna, of course.
But, like, which is what she said. But sis,
this was so stupid.
This just goes to show you again. Oh, let me just read. TMZ posted a tweet that says Ariana Grande gets $1 million offer to remove Japanese barbecue grill tattoo. To which she responded, "I'll give y'all $1 million to get off of my nuts." Then she says,
"Okay,
I have actually black heart emoji many a time." I don't know what that means.
I have actually black heart, like loved many times. I don't know.
I also went back and got it fixed with the help. That must be like whatever her stan group is called. That must be like an inside thing.
Oh, okay.
Put us into
okay. We don't get it.
Tomorrow. I also went back and got it fixed with the help of my tutor to be more accurate. Why didn't your tutor help you with accuracy the first time? See, this is the thing. I don't know why y'all be getting tattoos in languages. You're not the only person who has done this. I don't know why y'all be getting tattoos in languages that you don't speak before you get all of the info. When I tell you, I would scour the internet. Mm-hmm. I would find the first person who I know speaks and understands this to confirm. I'm getting second and third opinions before I put permanent, because not only is it permanent, it's embarrassing as fuck.
Mm-hmm. But it's just ridiculous to do it in the first place. If you have to scour the internet for somebody to proofread your tattoo because it's in a language you don't read or speak, maybe you should just get it in a language that you do read or speak. What's the problem with that?
I can't read or write kanji, obviously. What do you want me to do? It was
not get a kanji tattoo. What the fuck? This is so dumb. It was done out
of love and appreciation. What do you want me to say? You know how many people make this mistake and don't care just because they like how it looks? Bruh, I care so much. What would you like me to do or say for real? I'm sorry, I didn't do that. There's a difference between appropriation and appreciation. My Japanese fans were always excited when I wrote in Japanese or wore Japanese things on my clothing. However, all the merch with Japanese on it was taken down from my site. Not that anyone cared to notice.
No, we don't care to notice. This is so stupid.
You just be a little white girl that likes little white things.
Yeah, I don't get this.
You have a whole ass tub of culture. in your Italian roots.
You do.
That you can just parade around, tattoo on yourself, wear on your clothes, all of those things with actual people that you can call blood relatives.
Right.
That you could ask for all of the information. You could do all of the research of your own.
Yes.
Y'all love loving on other people's stuff and being wrong and looking stupid all the goddamn time.
Right.
And then telling people who are actually involved in the culture, who come from that race, color, or creed, oh, well, I just love it so much. What do you want me to do? Love your own shit.
You don't love it enough to learn it. I don't even care about the appropriation or not argument in this context because you simply should not have gotten a tattoo in a language you don't speak. That's it. That's across the board.
And
that goes for everybody.
To run to us and show us.
You were so proud of your 7 rings tattoo, which also, like, why are you getting the name of your single tattooed on you? But whatever. I just don't.
Like, Thank You Next, I get it, right? Although I do not like that
Thank
song.
You Next is incredible.
At all.
It's a great
Do not
great
care for
song.
that song. That and the messaging behind it, you wanting to get tattooed in your young, ponytail way, sure. Because I get, like, what that song is trying to convey. I still don't understand what 7 Rings is about.
No.
So I don't even
absolutely don't
understand the attraction to wanting to wear it forever. Right. But this was stupid, and maybe it will have you think twice.
Yes.
Again in the future before you say, hey, let me run to somebody else's culture and just throw it all over my own being. But you won't, because again, this is all our fault for telling you how dumb you look.
Right. How is it? Well, how does it turn into, well, what do y'all want me to do? Well, bitch, you the one who got the tattoo, took a picture and posted it on the internet for everybody to comment on, and then got it updated and posted another photo. Like, you invited us to this business.
And tried to goop us talking about, oh, it just hurts so much. I know that it says little charcoal grill, but
why would you take a picture of it and post it then if you knew it said little grill? Why would you do that? Girl, you didn't. You just fucked up. For me, it keeps going back to, you should have never got a tattoo in a language you didn't speak.
That's it.
That's it. It could have been a white language you didn't speak. You still shouldn't have got a tattoo in it.
You could have just put the words 7 rings.
Yep. Right there. And you could have even saved space and got the numerical 7 and then rings. Probably would have taken a grand total of 1 or 2 minutes.
The number 7 rings.
You could have gotten it on the side of a finger or something. Like, you could have gotten 7 actual little circles. But there's so many different ways you could have done this.
But you had.
Yes. You just had to go reach into this Japanese language and go playing around with these people's characters and shit that when you don't understand it. Girl, get on somewhere. I laughed a good long time.
Let me tell you, I laughed and I asked anybody willing to listen if they had heard. I was in the gym in between reps. Have you seen this?
Just random
Funniest
strangers.
Thing. Anybody. Because it's hilarious.
It is.
And y'all niggas be doing the same goddamn thing. Lord knows what the fuck that tattoo on Nicki Minaj's arm says.
Oh, I don't know either. I didn't even know she had one. So
yeah, I think she got it.
Oh, but she be bringing up her half Asian granddaddy or something.
Well, no, I think she did it because Foxy Brown has one. Foxy Brown is like her alleged
Was this a long time ago or something? Don't have me looking up old news.
Well, Nicki Minaj had that tattoo for as long as we've known her.
Oh, okay. I guess I've never noticed
I think
it.
she talked about that wild early in her career.
Okay.
And I think she's also said before that she kind of regrets getting it.
She doesn't talk about what it means?
I don't think I've ever heard her talk about what it means, but I'm sure she has.
All right. Well.
Anyways,
I guess
next.
I'll look it up.
Here on the list. Oh, Lord. So.
Oh, it says God is always with you.
I agree.
Amen. God is always with us.
And you know what? I have not heard anybody say yet, as many fans as she has in all over Asia, I haven't heard anybody yet say, oh no, it actually means like broccoli steamer.
Yeah, I feel like people would be clowning like very much.
It really means tiny vegetable spinner.
But, oh, damn. Here go an article that says, here's what Nicki's tattoo actually
Don't click
means.
on it. I don't want to know. I'm not ready. I don't want to know. Don't tell me I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Moving on. Next story. Oh God.
I'm not gonna know. This is a long essay. So I am not gonna.
If it even means something like semi-religious, I'll take it.
I think it does, but the The lesson to be learned here is leave it alone.
Yeah.
This Chinese person is saying there are lots of aesthetic and grammatical problems upon closer inspection. That's the thing. These characters, like, you can't just write it however you think it looks. Like, it's very deliberate. Every tiny little stroke means something. And just because they're not the alphabet that you're used to, y'all feel like y'all can just do what the fuck
Surprise,
ever.
every other language don't work like English.
I can't believe I've never noticed this tattoo on her.
Really?
I just really have not.
Oh.
Okay.
So Bow Wow was recently arrested along with his girlfriend, ex-girlfriend, on and off again girlfriend, the girl that he was on that Love and Hip Hop Light show with, the other one. Her name's Leslie Holden.
Oh.
So police apparently arrested both Shad and Leslie because they could not determine who was the main aggressor in what's reportedly a physical altercation that took place between the both of them. It may have been over jealousy. So apparently they were at a condo somewhere in Atlanta.
Midtown.
And Bow Wow says that Leslie was drunk as hell. They got into an argument. She threw a lamp at him, bit him on the side, and spit on him as he tried desperately to avoid her pummeling. Leslie says that Bow Wow was arguing with her and said that she was disrespecting him for hanging all over another man's body.
Lord.
According to police reports, it's Bow Wow claims, this is her testament. He says that Leslie called him a bitch ass nigger.
Oh, that's not funny.
Which is in quotation marks with the ER at the end.
Of course. The white people definitely had to write that
Of course, they were never putting it.
They were never going to do that.
ER is all they know.
Okay.
So she says that he grabbed her by her hair, was pulling her out of the bedroom, and that is how the fight began. So he's claiming that it was like very obvious she was the aggressor, and she's saying the opposite. Police are saying they don't know what the fuck happened, so they lock both of them their asses up. Both of their mugshots came out. Bow Wow's team is trying to use his mugshot as leverage, I guess, in the "it's all her fault" story. Because if you've seen
a strong case,
he looks like Chucky. Like he flat out. Like I jumped almost when I first saw him because I've talked about how Chucky scarred me, and he looks just like him. The scar, like scratching, definitely took place,
and she looks like nothing happened other than the police put her in the back of a car.
Right, but again, all you can see here is her face.
The face, right?
You know, so
if you're going off the faces, though, it looks like she whooped his ass.
Yeah, I mean, if we were to judge faces alone, yes.
So.
But anything could have happened. And I did also read that police said there was visible minor injuries on both of them.
Okay.
So I'm not going to jump to any conclusions here. I literally don't know. And if the cops said they couldn't tell who started what or what not, then it is what it is. But
they're probably both telling at least part of the truth. Right.
Yes, absolutely.
I believe he got jealous because she was at a party and talking to some other nigga. Whether she was hanging all over that man or not, I don't know. But honestly, Bow Wow seems insecure and like he would be upset over something like that. And I'm not putting it past anybody to, like, I'm
also
just
easily enraged.
Easily agitated as well. And I've heard too many stories to feel like, the things I've heard about anybody, man or woman, means that they wouldn't be in a fight. Like, I can't be like, I don't believe Bow Wow would hit that girl, because I think under the right circumstances, just about anybody could be physically violent. But like I said, if you're going off of the photos alone, it looks like it does not look good for her. It looks like she was the aggressor and he just dealt with it.
Especially since Shad Moss is, 4 feet tall.
Yeah, he
looks like he could easily be scooped.
Mm-hmm.
He could have easily, whether he was mad about something she did or not, just said something she didn't like, and all of a sudden, boop, 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 boop. Like,
Yeah.
I honestly wouldn't be too surprised that she got, and it's nothing for a lot of women to just jump on niggas because they feel like they can and they can get away with it.
It's true. There are quite a few women who are like, I'll hit you because you can't hit me.
Right.
So, and I don't know who started it. She says he did. He says she did. And
it's just unfortunate.
Regardless, I feel like what I say in these situations is the same, which is that whatever argument you have should never escalate to putting hands on people. And
period.
Yeah, that goes for everybody, regardless of gender or sexuality or anything else. You just should not be putting your hands on people.
Take your ass outside.
Leave.
Go pull a plant out by the roots.
Something.
As mad as your ass is.
Something.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, go get in your car and yell at the top of your lungs, whatever. Like, nobody should be putting their hands on anybody's situation. So, like, this situation is all kinds of fucked up, but
I hope we find out who the aggressor is, because
I didn't even watch that show. Like, I know they were on it together.
No, I definitely did not.
So I don't even really know the nature of their relationship or anything like that. But
growing up hip hop is boring.
All scratched out. It is boring.
Yeah.
But she tagged this shit.
I hope y'all take this and decide to separate from one another.
Please
go through therapy and your own healing individually of one another and move on with your lives.
That's the least you could do.
Yes, because this looks bad.
D.L. Hughley and Terry Crews got into it.
Holy God, please no. D.L. Hughley.
What the fuck was this nigga trying to say?
Damn. Didn't we just do this with D.L. Hughley?
I don't remember. I know we talked about him saying something fucked up. Or
I feel like very recently I've had to be like,
I don't know how recent it was.
We don't even like you.
Oh, you know what? Maybe.
We don't even like, was he coming to Kevin Hart's defense or something? And we were like, why did God take Bernie Mac instead of you? Did I say that? I don't remember if I said that on the show.
The thing is,
in iMessage.
The thing is, it doesn't sound far off from either one of us.
Right? I feel like
I
we could have said it.
It's one of those things in hindsight that's like, oh my God.
That's
but
so terrible.
I might have. Like,
it's on brand.
Right.
Fuck.
D.L. Hughley is one of them niggas who is like pro-black enough to have moments where he's like, I agree with this. And then also ignorant enough where it's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I don't even really know. Yeah. But apparently he did an interview with Vlad TV a while ago and was asked about Terry Crews and his situation with the agent who had touched him and his private parts and all of the stuff that we know happened from there. So basically in this interview, I'm still trying to figure out exactly what D.L. Hughley was trying to say. Because it's like he was basically saying, like, God gave you muscles for you to say no. Which
is not. You're so stupid.
Like, what? And then he's like, basically, like, it seemed like his rhetoric was supposed to be, you know, you should beat this man's ass.
Yeah.
I guess.
And honestly, a lot of men, I actually had to stop looking at the responses to Terry Crews because a lot of straight black men are like, I don't understand because you are big and you are buff and you are rich and you have like whatever you think is what's standing in the way of you whooping some white man's ass.
Let's dismantle that innocence.
Yeah, yes, we'll get there.
He also said at one point, which I found this interesting, again in the Vlad interview, D.L. Hughley's like, you know, talking about this guy working for the agency or whatever. I can't be paying you and you touch my dick. Like, you can't touch my dick and you making money off of me and you can't touch my dick in front of my wife. And I'm like, you shouldn't touch his dick at all.
You should never be violated by anybody.
So are you saying that if your wife wasn't here and I didn't work for you, I could
so you let me know that if all these cameras was gone, shit might pop off a little differently?
Because after that, Vlad was like, you've been in the industry a long time. Like, has a gay man ever like come at you in like a wrong way or something like that? And he basically like tried to like laugh it off and was like, I'm not cute enough. And, you know, which...
It's not about looks, but if you're going to make fun of you, then I will co-sign.
Like, sure, I guess. Sure. You know what I'm saying? But that's inaccurate, and I think you know that.
It has nothing to do with that.
And he said, you know, like, I've had to convince women to sleep with me, so I feel like it would just be extra work with a gay man. Whatever. Like, you know,
is this
that's
like your way
of
spinning it and trying to make it a joke? Don't do that. Look at you.
D.L. Hughley.
I mean, it is D.L. Hughley.
Anyways. So,
you ain't shit.
we're having fun. So, so he can make sure I can't. What the fuck? All right.
Oh, Father.
Somehow, some way, Terry Crews got wind of this. He tags D.L. Hughley in a series of tweets. Says, "You told the world God gave me muscles so I could say no. Are you implying I wanted to be sexually assaulted? I'm listening, sir." D.L. Hughley simply responded, "You saw the video." Terry said, "Sir, you said I should have pushed him back or restrained him, and I did all those things. But you act like I didn't. Were you there?"
Well,
D.L. Hughley said, "That's different than slapping the shit out of him." To which Terry Crews says, "So, sir, if you truly feel that is a correct way to deal with toxic behavior, should I slap the shit out of you?"
An excellent question.
I love that part. "I have looked up to you my whole career as one of the funniest, most talented people I've ever seen." You gave him a lot there. "I remember when I saw you warming up the crowd at Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I thought, this man is a genius. But now you're an example of when comedy turns to sarcasm and cynicism, and you find it extremely easy to get jokes at someone else's expense. You mock my success, but all I ever did was support you. You, 50 Cent, Uncle Rush Simmons, and Tariq Nasheed have decided my sexual assault was hilarious, whereas there are a whole generation of black women and men who don't think it's funny. Abusers protect abusers, but they mock survivors as well. When you see me, keep it moving." So, D.L. Hughley responded to this on a radio show I didn't know he had, but he basically, I didn't know that he had a radio show.
Okay.
And basically said that he was not telling Terry Crews what he should have done. He's saying what he would have done in his own, had it had happened to him or whatever. And then again, he went into like, just why it's up on his Instagram if you want to go and watch the clip. I don't again understand what his perspective is or entirely what it is that he's trying to say. But getting back to the initial comments of, "Oh, well, you should have slapped the shit out of him and you got muscles for a reason and you big and black and you tough and all sorts of shit." Like, of course y'all niggas feel like beating his ass was like the appropriate response to what he should have done, right?
Of course, I think so.
Even let's say that was, first of all, Terry Crews has like sort of made fame off of being the big muscular tough guy with a heart of gold. Like many people fell in love with him, even though this wasn't the first time I had been introduced to Terry Crews. Many people fell in love with Terry Crews when he was the big buff black guy that, surprise, loved Vanessa Carlton. Like that's been his whole thing. Like his whole career has been him being like the tough guy with a heart of gold. Yeah. Either way, even if his response would have been, I like to beat the shit out of somebody who violates him like that, his wife is right there, and he is the tall, buff black dude that has all of these muscles and could easily break somebody in half. Right. Versus this white gay who I'm assuming is smaller than Terry Crews, because look at Terry Crews. That would have easily spun him into a situation where he would have not been able to work. He would have never been casted. Right. And he would have immediately been blackballed and shit all over, not only by white people, but by white gays because of being the black, like they would have completely looked over the part about him being assaulted sexually. Yeah. And it would have all been about this big black nigga who had the nerve to gay bash this motherfucker because he was being playful and had a little too much to drink. Yeah. Like, what are y'all niggas even thinking? Right. I don't know if this is true or not. How are you missing that? Somebody told me that man isn't even gay. He just, he has a wife. Too. He just likes to grab black men's dicks because he can do it. And ain't nobody gonna check him and can't nobody fight him. Like, it's very much gay or straight. It would have been the same narrative. Yes, it really doesn't matter how he identifies, because had Terry Crews punched him in the face or popped his nuts off like he deserved, everything surrounding this story would have been totally different. It wouldn't have been, Terry Crews joins women in talking about being sexually assaulted and all that. It would have been big, angry, gorilla black man attacks delicate white flower, and now, we'll be booted off of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and we taking Everybody Hates Chris reruns off the air, and this is why you can't trust those big black brutes. It would have been all of that for Terry Crews. And y'all know that. Right. Y'all do know that. It's like you wanted him to fight, but had he punched that man the way that man deserved, it's his family who would have suffered.
Like, he had way more to think about than just what he wanted to do or what you think his natural reaction should have been in that moment. He's a grown man, so he has to think beyond just having the physical pleasure of whooping somebody's ass. But y'all don't want to think like that. Y'all just like, oh, well, you a punk because you let a white man disrespect you like that, and I wouldn't have never did that. Well, first of all, you're not even in a situation to lose half of a tenth of what Terry Crews has.
Well,
And I know you niggas is not sitting up here lying, acting like your white boss can't disrespect you in 80,000 different ways, and all you gonna do is swallow it, get in the group chat and bitch about it, and bring your ass to work again the next fucking day. Why? Because you have bills like every fucking body else. So I really don't get why black men aren't rallying. You would think this would be the one thing where like fellow straight cis black men would be like all up Terry Crews, like, you know, support our brother because he's going through something and this is fucked up and this is wrong. Terry Crews had to come out and be like, actually, black women were the only ones who supported me after I came out about this, and black men have overwhelmingly been negative about it, or, you know, detracting me or trying to make me feel like I was wrong for not, you know, kicking this man's ass. So
because our training as black men is to be destructive. Our training, like, is to be like,
oh shit, you said a word there.
Our training is to be aggressive. It's to be like combative. Like, that's what we're. And honestly, if you look at like the history of black people, period, you can almost make an argument as to why that is. But it's like, use your aggression and your fighting and all of that in smart ways and in smart times, not all the goddamn time.
Right.
And then acting like you ain't got no motherfucking sense when somebody says, hey girl, this serves no purpose.
Right.
Like, what?
Nobody's saying the white man didn't deserve
to get
Terry
his
Crews
Josh
He
checked.
absolutely deserved it, but had Terry done it, we would have all understood, and yet we would have all been completely unsurprised when it would, you know, instead of WME firing that man, Adam, whatever, it would have been the other way around. It would have been Terry Crews being let go. It would have been Terry Crews all of a
Can't
sudden
find no goddamn
can't get
job.
work, can't get
cash.
auditions, can't get nothing. Like, it would have been
only for you same ass niggas to be making memes and jokes when he working at Whole Foods or Trader
right,
Joe's.
because everything is fucking jokes to y'all on the internet. Child, I don't blame that man one bit for reacting the way he did. And now look at how different the narrative is, because he did not fight that man. He's been able to come out and say, this happened to me, and these are the steps, you know, I'm going to name the person who did it, and I'm going to hold you're going to be held accountable for what happened. And now that man is gone from WME, and I think Terry Crews got a settlement of some kind. I don't think, you know, that was ever made public or anything like that, but he handled it in a way that meant that he could keep working, that he could keep supporting his wife and his kids, that he could keep doing what he loves to do. Because we live in a racist society where black men simply cannot react with their first instinct, if that first instinct is violence, unless, of course, you're being violent toward a black woman. And then you can do whatever you want to. But if the person who is victimizing you is a white man, you better be careful, nigga, because that'll be the last thing you do in this town. I just don't understand how y'all didn't see this story about Terry Crews and automatically be like, I feel like black men should have rallied around Terry Crews the way black women rallied around the Sandra Bland story.
Mm-mm.
It should have been like a million man march kind of response.
I feel like too many black men immediately looked at that as soft of Terry Crews for not beating him up and for approaching it the way that he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, telling this story of being assaulted and how that affected him and living with it and all that stuff. I think that it was perceived as soft, which men equate to being weak, which is like the worst thing that a nigga could say that you are. Mm-hmm. The same way like the worst thing a white person could say you are is po.
Well,
like, white people hate po. White people.
I mean, true, but I'm just, you know. Yeah, I get it. Like, I don't really expect better, but it should have been better. Terry Crews deserved better than that from his brothers and didn't get it.
No shock there. So 21 Savage is not from here. He apparently is originally from the UK. I just recently discovered this, as did many other people, including his fans. So he was recently arrested and detained by ICE.
Yeah, that is when I found out he wasn't American, because I could have swore he was just some nigga from Atlanta.
Everybody thought he was Zone 6. Like,
right, exactly that.
Also, I still haven't even found like when he moved here, how any of that.
So I think he was 12 or 13 when he came.
It said 2005.
Yeah.
And I forgot that 21 Savage legit was 21 when that started. So,
right. I think he's 25 or 26 now. So that adds up. Something like that. But it took me a while to even remember who he was. I had to think. I was like, I will not Google him. I will not. I know that I've heard this name. Where do I know him from? Amber Rose talked about liking the smell of his balls. Yes. Yep. And then I remembered me and you talked about the fact that she got him to drink water and eat green things. Yep. And he's the one who said, it's a knife. Yep. About that tattoo and had you niggas saying it's a. Yep. It's a everything for 2 years. And that's what I got. But yeah, being detained by ICE it ain't nothing funny about that. That is some serious shit. I was immediately freaked out when I saw it. It was another come up for air moment on the internet. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? I had already felt like the fucking headlines at that point were just out of control. I don't know, my nigga. I know that they've been bad for it. It's been every day. They've been really bad. That one was okay, this is a joke, right? ICE? For what? What? Yeah. That don't make no sense. Yeah. I was confused. Is ICE do something I don't think that, whatever. Right. So I just read that he's waiting to hear how they're going to move forward. I read that he's on a 23-hour lockdown, all of this shit, and he could be getting deported soon. Now, loads of people were joking about it, I guess, because to them it is just 21 Savage and it's a knife and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But even if you don't care about this rapping ass nigga, even if you don't know about all of the good that he's been doing within his community in Atlanta, if you don't know that he was, I think, on Fallon or something recently, rapping about immigration, rapping about Flintwater, and then it was 2 days later. That's why everybody was oh, that's why ICE got mad. Right. They didn't care when this nigga was talking about trapping, but he hasn't been in hiding. Let's not talk about freeing niggas. Then you got to get the fuck out of this country with that bullshit. Don't remind the Americans about this scam that Michigan is putting their people through. I don't think so. So, woo. Even if you don't give a fuck about any of that, ICE in itself is so fucking goddamn heinous that I don't even understand why it's. Well, I think some of it is jokes because the idea of 21 Savage being from British, the UK is funny. I saw a couple of memes that were here go 21 Savage writing rhymes, and it was a feather pen, a quill or whatever, or that's what Demi Lovato got dragged over. Yes, or it was a picture of a porcelain gun on top of a tea plate and all this okay, I get it, haha, I'm British, but this rapper, haha, that's funny. But nothing is funny about being detained by federal authorities. That isn't hilarious at all. I'm pretty sure he's a dad too. What does that mean for his son that was born here? I mean, I'm certain the baby's mom is American. So, well, yeah, but. And I think it doesn't help that he has a felony from a couple years ago. Certainly doesn't. It also doesn't help that he's black, because even if he didn't have a felony. Right. And that's the thing. I feel maybe a lot of jokes are coming from Black Americans who aren't taking into account how serious this is, and who are also forgetting that, sis, if they come in for the Black immigrants, do you really think they're not coming from the Black citizens? Do you really think we're going to be spared, girl? This administration has slowly it's almost like that little circle in Fortnite, how it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. This administration has been the Fortnite circle. I wish I got it. I wish I knew what this meant. Over time, there's a circle that you're allowed to play in Fortnite, and it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, so you can't go nowhere? So people have to get closer. It forces you to fight each other until there's only one person left. Oh, no, thank you. That's literally what the country, they're closing in on a, you think. Right. You think this ain't got to do with you? Maybe Trump just hates Mexicans, or maybe it's no, sis. This is an overall purging. Remember shithole countries? That was about Black countries. Yeah. That was about Haitians. That was about plenty of your memas, aunts, uncles. Yeah, sure was. Your moms and dads. And I don't know why. I think there was even a story last year about how ICE tried to deport a man who wasn't even an immigrant. They tried to deport him to Jamaica, and he was like, I'm from Philly, though. I don't know why y'all think we won't be next. So, jokes about immigration coming to snatch you up and sending you back to a place that you barely remember or that wasn't safe and all that is not funny. There's nothing amusing about that. And I hope you niggas understand that if Donald Trump could re-enslave us tomorrow, he would do it with the swing of a gavel.
Bitch.
If he could get us right back in the fucking fields, girl, he would do it. Please do not play yourself.
What do you think they think was so great about America?
Right.
What do you think was so great about that? Back when the niggers didn't have no rights,
back when the women shut up and they were nothing but cum dumpsters and dinner makers. Like, damn it.
All these goddamn niggers are at the fucking grocery store buying my goddamn pizza rolls all the goddamn time. Whatever happened to good old American stock when this was a white country and these niggers did what they were supposed to do in the field? What's so wrong with cotton? What do you have against cotton? I love cotton.
Wow. So I kind of feel like this sounds like when I try to do a Caribbean accent, like you trying to be a country Southern white racist.
I'm going for, you need to just, I don't know. It is not the same.
I'm just saying. No, I think it is.
Mine is steeped in hatred.
Right, but I'm saying the effort was there. Now, did you sound like...
I feel like I was closer than you were.
Perhaps.
Way closer.
Well, actually, okay, yes, fine. I will give that to you. But, it's just... That's it. Like, they are absolutely coming for our next. So
I don't even know.
Are kind of celebrating like your passport or your birth certificate means anything. So there was who is it? Ann Coulter? I think Ann Coulter said something like, if we change voting laws to where all 4 of your grandparents were born in America, Trump would have won overwhelmingly in all 50 states. Okay, bitch. Well, thankfully that's not how voting works, and every citizen can do it, not just everybody whose grandparents were citizens.
How voting works now.
And there are plenty of white people. Like, this is. I don't want to get into this. I really don't want to go down this road. I just want y'all to remember that we are not safe at all under this administration.
It's not even just immigration, girl. They hate all of us.
Yeah, they do.
So one way or the next, they're coming for you,
and if
too.
they don't hate you for being black, then they hate you for being a woman and wanting to have control over your own body, or they hate you for being queer, or they hate you for being trans, or they hate you for being poor, as if it's not their fault that you are poor. Like, there's so much going on here, but yeah, let's make fun of 21 Savage, I guess.
You literally forced motherfuckers to, nope. Anyways.
It's too easy for us to get sidetracked.
Like, so easily, and we'll go over the same stories. Anyways.
Yeah.
Demi Lovato, great. Don't come back. Thanks so much. Goodbye, sis. I don't give a fuck that you thought it was funny or not. It's not even the fact that you got dragged for laughing at the memes, because it isn't funny. But you weren't the only person who was laughing. It's the fact that somebody very calmly and politely was like, hey sis, so what's so funny about this? And you tried to get cute talking about Wale mad I didn't respond to his he's salty that I didn't respond to his DMs or whatever, like his tweets from yesterday or whatever.
Oh, girl.
And they wanted to play the victim because people were talking about her overdose or her addiction to heroin and stuff like that. Like, that was all public knowledge, the same way that 21 Savage and his current situation is public knowledge. You laughed at somebody going through some real shit. As funny as you think it is, this is a real fucked up situation that affects this person, his well-being, and the well-being of his family. Okay, so if you didn't want people laughing at that, don't come back.
I really didn't think there was anything wrong with the meme that she was laughing at.
The meme was funny.
Where I thought she went wrong is that, like, as a public figure who is laughed at for things that are painful and, like, deeply affect you, I don't understand why you would do that. The rest of the celebrities are not on the internet kikiing over this man and what's happening. They're not cracking up at these memes, girl. So why would you even put yourself in that position?
I just don't like coming back and being like, oh, so you think that because I laughed at this, that, like, I don't like the victimhood of it and just being like, oh, that's not something to laugh at. To many people, the shit you're laughing at right now is not something to laugh at.
Right.
So, girl,
I just don't know where this energy was for the niggas who were making fun of this situation. Like, it was plenty of black men making jokes about 21 Savage, and I didn't see Wale address, DL Hughley or Lil Duval or anybody else. So it was just kind of like, okay, I guess it's just this white girl. But
the only person who I saw, again, The only response that I saw.
Well, yeah, because
popping
this
up.
actually blew up, this whole Demi Lovato thing, and then she ended up like deleting her Twitter and being like, never going back. You guys are so mean, which
This isn't
niggas
the
have
first,
always
second, or
been
third
mean.
time
Are
she
you
got on my
new?
fucking nerves,
Like,
so.
everybody on the internet is mean, girl. They're all a bitch.
Bye.
They all are.
Won't miss you.
Sorry, sis. I don't know her like that. I like that Sorry Not Sorry song, though. I tell you that.
She could go. Won't
I
miss
like
her
that
at
a
all.
lot.
Great voice, beautiful voice. You had that song about lemons or whatever, I think, on Disney.
I don't know
nice.
that one.
Bye, sis.
I know. Baby, I'm sorry.
You can keep that shit too.
Sorry.
You can put that shit in a trunk.
Oh no, the
and
bass
sit
thumps on that. I
Goodbye,
love
sis.
it.
Good riddance. That's
this
it.
This ain't about Demi Lovato, no damn way.
It's really not. Like,
this is about ICE coming after niggas.
Right.
For speaking up about
there's
the
such
shit that's going wrong in this country.
There's such a bigger.
Yes, way bigger than Demi Lovato. So
that's it for this week in Hot Tops, Mighty Morphin Power Bottoms. We're going to take a break and then we'll come back. Hey, y'all, what if 2019 was all about slowing down and being mindful? Imagine how many goals you could accomplish then. That's why we're excited to partner with Calm, the #1 app to help you meditate, sleep, and relax. And I know you could use these.
Amen.
Practices like meditation and prioritizing sleep can leave you feeling more rested so you have the energy to go out and achieve your goals. If you head to calm.com/theread, you'll get 25% off a Calm Premium subscription, which includes hundreds of hours of programs like guided meditations on issues like anxiety, stress, and focus. Issues I have all 3 of, including a brand new meditation each day called the Daily Calm. Sleep stories, which are bedtime stories for adults, designed to help you relax before you doze off. Head to the lavender fields of France with Stephen Fry or explore New Zealand with Jerome Flynn from Game of Thrones. For a limited time, the Read listeners get 25% off a Calm Premium subscription at calm.com/theread. That is calm.com/theread. Get unlimited access to all of Calm's content today at calm.com/thead and give yourself the gift of Calm. Start 2019 off right. Now let's get back to the show. Okay, so letters from listeners.
That's right. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may just read them aloud on the show. A big thank you to everybody who sent in questions last week for the mailbag episode. What a delight that was to go through all the many problems you all are going through. And we're going to dive right back in this week with Jamie. Oh, Jamie says, my husband and I have been married for 8.5 years. When we first started dating, he smoked cigarettes, and I described myself as a social cigarette smoker. Okay. We got married.
Okay.
I got pregnant and quit smoking for the first year or so of our daughter's life. He attempted to quit while I was pregnant, but he couldn't kick it. Eventually, I picked up socially smoking again.
How do you socially smoke cigarettes?
Kind of like you only smoke when you drink, or you only smoke at like parties, that sort of thing. But you don't.
I've never even tried a cigarette before, but I guess I always assume like once you start, girl.
I mean, when I first quit cigarettes, that was how I'd like tapered off to just smoking when I was like at the club or whatever with my friends, and then eventually let it go altogether. But yeah. So Jamie says, last summer I started CrossFit. On my first day, bitch, when I tell you that I could not breathe, I thought I was about to fucking die. My eyesight was clouded, the world was spinning, and I was gasping for some precious oxygen. It was in that moment that I admitted to myself I wasn't a social smoker anymore, and I was just a smoker. I smoked every day with my husband over morning coffee and evening cocktails. After I got home from CrossFit that day, I told my husband I was done smoking forever, and I quit cold turkey. Haven't picked up a cigarette in 8 months. Additionally, I've totally changed my eating habits. I only drink 2 or 3 times a month. I feel good. I look good. I've lost 45 pounds. I just ran my first 5K at 32, and I'm planning another one in March. My problem is my new healthy lifestyle has killed our sex life. I have zero interest in my husband sexually because of his choices. When he comes inside from smoking, sometimes I gag because the smell bothers me so much. Also, the amount he drinks is a turnoff, and watching him eat greasy processed food makes my stomach churn.
All right, well,
he's naturally thin, and we both did the same unhealthy things for the majority of our marriage.
Where are you pushing?
But I gained 100 pounds and got bad knees while he still weighs the same 150 he weighed when we first started dating 10 years ago. You're pissed. He doesn't work out. He eats like shit. He comes home from work, eats fast food, then goes outside, sits on the patio, drinks beer, and smokes cigarettes.
Oh, well, fuck this nigga.
I'm sure his arteries are fucked. The point is that we haven't had sex since the day before I quit smoke. Wait, the point is we haven't had sex since the day before I quit smoking 8 months ago? Holy God. You know, I skim these letters when I pick them out. I totally missed that sentence. Holy shit.
Whoa.
Okay. 8 months, girl? Okay. Sometimes we'll be sitting on the couch on opposite ends because, again, I can't stand that smell. And he'll ask to go down on me. And I'm like, ew, bitch, no, in my head, because I look at his gum line and I don't want gingivitis on my pussy.
All right.
And Fury, before you ask.
That's it.
No, it did not bother me before because I don't think I noticed. But now that my gums are getting healthy, his raised gum line is all I see when he smiles. We started dating when I was 22 and he was 28. We got married 2 years later, had our daughter a year after that. Can you not? He's 38 now, and the cigarettes have taken their toll on him. I still think he's handsome, and I want to be intimate with him.
Oh, no.
But I like kissing and getting my titties sucked and my pussy ate, and without that, I can't get turned on. When I tell him his habits and gingivitis are why I don't want to have sex with him, he just says, well, I guess we'll never have sex again.
Work boots.
I feel bad because even at my... I feel bad because even at my heaviest, he never batted an eye or made me feel like I wasn't the sexiest woman he's ever seen. Am I an asshole? Should I try to get over it? We live an otherwise happy life and used to have a healthy sex life until I started my journey. Thanks, Jamie. Well, sis.
They said they have a daughter?
They do. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that makes things difficult.
They had a baby when she was, I'm guessing, 25. So this little girl is probably 6 or 7 now.
You just described him in a way that sounds like somebody who is just altogether not very attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's aside from just the cigarette smoking. I see how the cigarette smoking is impacting certain other things. You know, his smell, his gum line, other things.
Your ability to want to be next to him.
That.
It's a big one.
But it also seems like he is standing firm in the fact that he wants to be bummy and
yeah,
sucks for you. So it seems like, you know, at that point, here's the thing. Y'all been married for a long time.
Yeah.
Y'all been married for a long time and you have a kid together and stuff like that. So I would try to have the conversation again and approach the idea of like therapy together, possibly get somebody else involved in the conversation who can get y'all on the same page together. Because I think 8.5 years of marriage and a kid is not something to like dash away over something so, I don't want to say small, but it's not like, you know, infidelity or violence or something horrible, you know, but like it should be something that you can work through together. But I totally get not wanting to be even anywhere near the circumference of this nigga.
Same.
Because of that cigarette smell. I get it. Like, I totally get, like, I can actually hear my rant about smells in my head from the smell and taste episode. So I know that I don't have to repeat it. Just know that smells are a lot for me.
Same.
And so I just understand why you feel that way. But if it's not something that you can work through and it's not something that he has any interest in changing and it's affecting your intimacy to this level, eventually you're going to start thinking about going your separate ways. And
yes,
it's not just because of lack of sex. Again, it's always bigger than just that. Because A, you're less attracted to him because of his appearance and his smell. And he's expressed that he don't give a fuck about that.
Right.
So you're so far apart. At this point, I would suggest that you just try to get somebody involved who can try to help you get closer together and your understanding and your physical space. And if that doesn't work, then you got to start considering maybe you're not being together anymore.
I totally agree that I think a therapist is probably y'all's best option here. And I really see it from both sides. Like, I see it on his side. Like, look, I'm the same trash heap that I was when we got together. Don't know why you're trying to make me over now, girl. I love being garbage. I'm going to eat McDonald's and smoke cigarettes and drink beer every fucking day. Why are you bothering me about it, girl?
8.5 years.
Yeah. Why are you stressing me about this?
8 months. Now you want to be like, oh, you smell me.
Right. Like, girl, please. But then I also...
Oh, your gums are bleeding.
I understand you being like, the smell of cigarette smoke turns my stomach. I want to vomit. I have dated people who smoke, even after I smoked. And my rule was always, don't come around me with that.
That's it.
If you're going to smoke, that is honestly your business. I can't control what you do. But you're not finna have smoke breath all up in my face, on my body. You're going to go brush your teeth. At the minimum, if it's real bad, then you got to go shower and change clothes.
The end. Like, deal breaker.
Because I hate
no
the fucking
discussion.
smell. Right.
It is gross. I don't like it. It's not even just about sex. I could be watching TV. I don't want to smell cigarettes, period,
same.
at all. And I used to get, oh, well, you smoke weed. Nigga, weed and cigarettes smell so different. Weed is practically potpourri.
I love the smell of weed. That's an aphrodisiac.
Like, period. Weed don't bother me at all.
Not at all.
You come in here wearing some weed cologne and I'll be fine. Cigarettes stink.
You gotta go.
They smell horrible.
They do.
So
I agree.
bye.
And there are people who think weed smells bad. And you know what you can do? Not date me. That's totally up to you.
Nigga, if you were like, you always smell like weed and I hate that shit, don't come around me with it. Okay, like that's how you feel.
Cool.
I respect that.
Right.
But
I actually don't have no problem with that at all.
Boop.
Am I going to stop smoking weed for you?
No.
Certainly not.
And I'm not telling you to stop smoking cigarettes for me.
No.
I'm telling you to not smell like cigarettes round me.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
Take care of your business while you're not with me.
I don't care if you come in the house and you want to kiss real quick. You're going to have to go brush them nasty teeth. Take that jacket off. Wash your hands because I can smell it all over your fucking hands as well. Like,
I don't want to smell them.
I hate it. So I definitely, I would not recommend just leaving him automatically. I don't know why y'all can't compromise. Why can't you say, hey, babe, like I would love to have sex. How about you just start gargling with this Listerine? Just saying it might help a little bit with the gum situation.
It's possible.
Yeah, if he eats a bunch of trash and doesn't want to exercise, girl, I mean, oh well, he just doesn't fucking want to.
Yeah,
I don't think there's anything you can do about that.
Right.
But the gingivitis and the cigarettes, you're just going to have to, like, I feel like y'all should be able to come to some sort of mutual ground where neither one of you is feeling like disrespected or like intimacy is being, deprived in this relationship. I think y'all can work through this.
Like, oh, well, in relationships and then just like not fuck and be off and say, I don't know. I'd much rather be single. Like, I'd much rather be single. Even if I was married, I feel like knowing myself, I don't care how long I've been married, it's not going to be months and months or even weeks of like, we're clearly on opposite sides of, like emotion or whatever. Right. We're not really, we're not compatible at the moment. We're not clicking the way that we used to. Like, I need to get to the bottom of that shit and figure things out, or I need to be out, or you need to be out.
Or maybe y'all can have sex like first thing in the morning before he's had a chance to smoke. But
it sounds like it's, again, not just the cigarette. It sounds like she's turned off by several things.
Yeah, you're right. It is. It's also I think she's just annoyed that he can eat whatever he wants and doesn't gain weight. But you have to get over that.
I was about to say, my knee is bad and you can have all the goddamn
you just
White
have
Castle
to be mad about that.
17
Sorry,
goddamn sliders.
A lot of women are mad because their husbands never gain weight and all they got to do is look at a Coca-Cola and it's like an instant 10 pounds.
I mean, wouldn't you? I would be pissed too.
It's just the way things go. But
fuck you and your metabolism.
The gum line issue and the cigarette issue, I'm totally with you on that. And
bloody gums are a problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if he's not willing to swish around some Listerine, God damn.
Twice a day.
You ought to be worried about gingivitis for you. It shouldn't even have to be about me.
Plus breath. So that's even outside of smoking.
Oh,
ginger breath?
Oh, no. Ginger breath.
Ginger breath?
On top of tobacco breath. Oh, hell no.
He lucky you let his ass in the house.
Talkspace.com or, hopefully therapy is provided through your job, his job, somebody's job.
Whatever it is.
Y'all need a qualified professional to help y'all get. I feel like you can get over this hump, but it's going to take some work.
There's probably a good old grandma on one side or the other that's probably willing to be a mediator that y'all trust.
I don't know about a grandma.
Maybe an auntie.
Got to be careful with that because
grandmas will be,
depending on...
they'll be aggressively honest.
Right. And I feel like whose Annie is not going to be like, boy, if you don't get in there and brush your goddamn teeth, what is wrong with you?
All this woman has done for you. Carried your goddamn child. Yes. Look at that goddamn beautiful baby. And all she... Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, a trained professional.
Right, exactly.
An educated, yeah.
Okay. Good luck to you. I feel like y'all can handle this. All right. Next question.
Came for him, though. This is always a safe place.
Y'all always do that.
And drag
y'all be like, whoo! Let me tell you about my husband. Clackety clack clack clack. Y'all get it all out.
Pickleese was dragging that nigga for playing games.
The Haitian nigga.
Oh, he stank. He got a fupa.
He got
his
hooked
dreads
toenails.
smell bad.
We were like, girl, what?
thrush. I just hate him.
Girl, got a yeast infection. I don't know what to do.
Oh.
All right. Moesha says, I'm in my late 20s. I live in New England. I moved here from New York for grad school 2.5 years ago, and I have had great career success. I met an older man who is 50 at my internship my first year in the city. We bonded over being Black in a predominantly white space, and both of us are Jamaican. He's very distinguished and youthful, but I've never had romantic feelings for him. At first, I didn't entertain his offers to go hang out outside of work, but after finishing my first year of grad school with a 4.0, he took me out to celebrate. We went to one of the fanciest bars in the city, and as a kid who grew up in a working-class immigrant household, going to the plaza for dinner and drinks was an event. After a few drinks and lots of laughter, he confessed that he really liked me and wanted to reserve a room for us, but I immediately shut it down and told him we could stop being friends if he expected intimacy, and he accepted that. Fast forward to current times, he and I are pretty much best friends. After several deep conversations about boundaries and expectations, he understands that we will never have a sexual relationship. Our friendship has grown stronger. He gives me money and gifts. We have dined at some of the best restaurants in the city, and I've introduced him to people in my inner circle. We talk about going on vacation together and have finally booked a weekend trip to Cali for the end of the month.
But
this is the tester trip before we go abroad. The biggest issue is keeping my weekend getaway away from my old school Jamaican mother. They have met each other, but I introduced him as my work husband / BFF, but she is still skeptical. She usually lets me live my life, but it comes with a long speech and judgment. We FaceTime daily, and I know she will have a lot to say about me traveling with him, even if we stay in separate rooms. Should I tell my mom about the trip, or should I do my best to hide it? I'm thinking about telling her my phone is broken while I'm away to avoid our daily calls. Please help. A girl just trying to live her best life on someone else's dime. Moesha. Love you lots.
Moesha.
Yeah.
I was trying to do it while you could think, like, I was going to do the diary music while you start. We can't
Dear
do
Moesha.
You know what? Fuck it.
You're lying to yourself, girl.
Yeah.
In a few different ways.
Yeah.
You really are.
Yeah.
You're playing with yourself and this man.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I don't even understand why this is a question. Like, why does mom...
Well, she says, the subject says, going on vacay with my sugar daddy. How do I hide it from my Jamaican mother? But I feel like there's a much bigger issue in this email.
Oh, well, for sure. But I'm just saying is how does mom...
Well, her mother's judgmental and would pass judgment on her going on a trip with a man.
Don't tell her?
Well, that's what she's saying. Should I just like pretend that my phone is broken and that's why I can't FaceTime with her? Or like, what should I do to keep my mother from... How do I hide it?
I don't know
from
if
her?
I'm just missing a piece because that happens to me a lot. But it seems almost to me, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems almost to me like you're using your mama as a way to like buffer this decision because you know you shouldn't be doing it.
Damn. I think you
Does that make sense?
I think you might have hit on, like, you acting like, oh, well, you know, I don't want to talk to my mama about it. But it's like, I feel like deep down, you know that this is some bullshit, girl. This is a bullshit situation you've put yourself into. You are really lying to yourself if you think this man does not expect any sort of sexual intimacy from you ever for at any point.
I never had a sugar daddy, unfortunately. Lord knows I've tried. But
I'm not closed off to having one either. If the universe wants to bring one my way.
But I've heard of people who have sugar daddies or whatever you want to call them before who don't have like sexual relationships with them or whatever. Like, but I've only ever heard those things. And again, that doesn't have anything to do with you specifically. So I'm not saying that he would expect it or wouldn't or whatever. It just, again, seems to me like you aren't all the way decided or are comfortable with this situation, and you're using like your mom being judgmental as a way to be like, well, what should I do? Like, if you want to go, then go, girl, and just don't tell her. Like many of us have done with our parents and not involving them in things that ain't their business. But
right. Yeah, I would, if you felt secure about it, then I would just go and that would be that. And it wouldn't be like whatever lie I came up with would just be whatever lie or, you know, whatever. It wouldn't be such an issue, but I think, like Kid Fury said, part of your problem is that you know something about this situation ain't curling over all the way, and yet you want to act like this is about your mama. But I'm reading this and you talking about how this man is, you're in your late 20s. He was 50 when y'all met, so he's got at least 20 years on. You're probably closer to 25. Yikes. And that at first he was like always trying to get you to hang out outside of work and all this, and that you never really agreed until you finished your first year of grad school. Like this was the point where you were like, okay, never mind, we can go. And then he took you out for drinks at the plaza and you were like, well, the plaza, he got money. And you got excited off of having dinner and drinks somewhere that was fancy to you. And now you're talking about y'all are best friends and that he understands you'll never have a sexual relationship. But friendship is not based on one person giving the other money and gifts. Friendship is not based on one person providing like fancy dinners and exotic cocktails and vacations for y'all to go. Because I'm certain you're not paying for the hotel, the flights, the anything to do with this entire situation. This is not a friendship. This is a relationship that is based on what this man is giving to you. And I know that there are people who say that they are sugar babies and they don't have sex, but I honestly think most of them are lying. And I think eventually, this man is absolutely going to try to get some pussy from you. May not be in California, but at some point, I really believe it because you have already said that you tried to like establish boundaries and he kept asking and then you broke down and agreed to do it. So it wasn't like you let him take you out to celebrate your 4.0 and then y'all never went out again. You agreed to it once and then you kept agreeing to it because you like it.
Yeah.
And I just think that if the nigga starts doing even more lavish shit for you, first class, tickets overseas and luxury hotels in Paris and all this, girl, I'm just saying you have broken down before.
He certainly wouldn't be the first nigga to go from, not at all. I just, not at all. Just want to have a good time and, we friends to, you may not have paid for all this goddamn shit and the least you could do is just suck on my balls.
And I don't even care if he gets mad. I really don't. I'm thinking about you and the fact that you seem to be lying to yourself about the true nature of this.
Lord, you talking about go on no trip nowhere with this nigga.
He and I are pretty much best friends. Best friends have a reciprocal relationship. Yeah. But this isn't that.
Nope.
Like, you are truly deluding yourself about what is going on. We cuss you out when
you pay for the bill at restaurants.
True. Real friends will be like, bitch, can you fucking stop? Every single time, Chris, we can't go nowhere without your black
Literally,
ass.
Put your utensils down. You drop your silverware. I'm like, ooh, I'm full. Like, where's the bill? Oh, it's been paid. This fucking bitch. Every time.
Right. But it's not like it's not like I pick one friend. Like, I'm not just like, oh, well, okay, then this is gross.
No.
I'm not even remotely. This is weird. But like, if it was Jade or something, I wouldn't be like, I mean, just let me trick on you a little bit. Like, let me take you shopping. Let me do stuff for you that your man ain't gonna do or whatever. Like, that is not a friendship anymore. That is me. I won't say he's preying on you because you're grown and you made the decisions that you made as an adult, but he's older and he has more money and he's more established and you are falling for that. Absolutely. And I think if you're going to go to Cali with this man, even if you do get separate rooms or whatever else, I think you just need to stop lying to yourself about the true nature of this relationship.
I would start there at least, yeah.
I think you at least have to do that. Your mama... I feel like you threw your mom. Your mama has almost no relevance to the story as far as I'm concerned. You need to talk to yourself, sis. You need to sit down and be like,
you're
okay,
afraid
bitch.
Your mama gonna hip you to the truth that you know already and don't want to hear.
Who is this man? And why is he taking you on trips when y'all don't have a relationship?
I mean, there we go.
Did you ask yourself that?
Yes.
Why would he pay for you to go to California for a weekend trip with no relationship between the two of you? Why would he do that?
That's creepy.
It don't make no sense, girl.
Do not like.
It's because he's laying the foundation to be able to have what he wants eventually.
Absolutely.
Just like dinner and drinks has turned into trips. Trips is going to turn into, I don't know what else, but I see fucking in the future. And if he really
wants you like that, of course he's going to be like, yeah, like, we're just friends, like totes. Of course, absolutely.
He's going to go along with whatever you say.
To keep access to you.
Exactly.
Until he pulls the rug out from underneath your ass and has been like, oh, I took you to California, and we went to Nobu, and we did this, and blah, 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 blah.
How dare you, girl? I spent $857.39 at dinner at Nobu. And I don't even get a slice of a pussy for that. Not even a little bit of pussy.
I say leave that nigga alone. But if you don't, and you do decide to go to California, I'm not giving you no advice on how to, I think your mama should know, because she's going to tell you the same ass truth that we're trying to tell you right now.
Oh, probably so.
You know.
Yeah. All right. Good luck to you, Moesha. But yeah, gonna have to stop. All right. So for this last question, we have two women who are dealing with a bae going to... We have a woman, you could choose, a woman whose man is either about to go to prison or a woman who discovered some prison-like activity in her man's past. Dun, 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 dun. And whoever you don't pick, well, I'll just do it next week.
Oh, okay, cool. So then I would like to hear more about the discovery. Because that first one is like, ooh, what's he going to prison for? Not that,
okay.
What's he going to prison for? But this one, yeah, what's this?
All right. So this comes from Monet, who says, I'm a 26-year-old newly licensed attorney who does not have much luck in the dating world. 7 months ago, I decided to take my chances dating this 36-year-old man who I would often converse with in the gym and who lives in my apartment complex. I should have heeded the red flags when he explained on our first date that he had been married twice, has 4 baby mamas, 5 kids, and was framed for arson.
Whoa. Okay, hold on. Wow. Oh, shit. What?
That was all one sentence.
Run that last part back again.
I should have heeded the red flags when he explained on our first date that he has been married twice, has 4 baby mothers, 5 children, and was framed for arson.
You should have.
That was a lot of flags that he threw right in your face.
It was all the flags.
I'm counting at least 12 flags.
You just won like Double Dare. You collect all the flags.
You're going right to the physical challenge.
Wow.
Oh, girl.
And you kept, okay, what? All right.
However, I ignored all the flags.
Okay.
Based on my desperation for companionship.
Damn, niggas get away with everything.
And the fact that he is so damn fine.
Fuck!
We eventually had sex, which was amazing. And as you can imagine,
of course it is. It's
I got hooked on the D.
Girl. Jesus. He has 4 baby mamas.
That's not even the worst. Of course. That is not even...
The dick is good.
Not even touching the worst of this. I recently discovered that this man has been arrested 8 times before on domestic abuse charges, ranging from the years 2011 to 2017.
Wait. 8 arrests.
In 6 years.
Okay.
I asked him about these charges, and he claims that an ex-girlfriend lied on him and he's never put hands on a woman, but I don't believe him. From my experience, abusers don't just stop abuse unless they've sought mental health care. Agreed. I want to end things with him, but now I've discovered I'm pregnant with my first child and his 6th. He has never hit me or showed any signs of aggression towards me. My emotions are high right now, and I am not sure what to do. Should I take my chance with continuing this relationship in the hopes that he doesn't ever hit me, or should I call it quits and try to co-parent with him? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thanks, Monet. Sis.
Woo!
She's 26. He's 36.
Of course, this nigga is fucking Jesus. What the bud?
Oh. Girl.
So wait. 8 arrests from 2011 to 17.
Mm-hmm.
Did she say what the charges were, or did she just jump into the abuse
she
part?
said that the abuse ranged from biting, dragging a woman downstairs, punching, and body slamming.
One woman?
But I left that out. I guess so. Since she asked me about the charges and he says that the ex-girlfriend lied on him. So
8 times?
So she lied on you 8 times and you stayed with her every time? Because all you got to do is lie on me once and get me in trouble with the law for me to break up with you and never speak to you again. So something about this ain't curling all the way over, and I think you understand that. Like, that don't make no sense. That it just don't. It don't make sense. If it's one woman or if it's multiple women, that excuse just won't fly. That dog won't hunt. You're right. You definitely should have heeded the red flags.
Right.
And as an attorney, you're an attorney.
I forgot that part. Shit.
You're an attorney. I can't believe you didn't run a background check on this nigga before you slept with him. But, hindsight's 2020. At this point, you definitely know what you should have done. But in the present reality, you're pregnant, and this is what you're dealing with.
Yep.
You didn't...
6th kid.
You didn't mention whether you told him that you're pregnant. God, God damn, should I continue this relationship in the hopes that it doesn't turn physical, or should I call it quits and try to co-parent?
I mean,
think you should call it
regardless.
Yeah, I think
I guess.
I think you have so many reasons to leave this relationship other than the possibility of being hit. To be honest, the possibility of being hit exists regardless of somebody's past.
Yeah.
But this nigga's record does not make it any easier to be like, just have faith. Because married twice, 4 baby mamas, like, there's so much here that is spelling out to me. I mean, he's 36 years old, which means the likelihood that he's going to change decreases with every year that passes.
And his last arrest was 2 years ago.
That's not very long ago. 2017
not even really
was not
2 years ago.
Right, depending on when it happened. Right, that's not even 2 whole years ago. So, and they just met 7 months ago. You really got swept up and overtaken by the dick, girl.
Yeah, I would not stick around. Me personally, I wouldn't stick around.
Honestly, me personally would. You may not want to hear this, but I would probably terminate the pregnancy in this relationship. I mean, I'm not suggesting that you do it because that's very personal, but god damn, this is just too much. This is too much. Like, you 26 years old and you got to take on all of this. And that is the 6th baby girl. You know how many different ways they're going to divide that child support if he works. Doesn't sound like a worker, but you know how many pieces of that pie going to get snatched up before your baby gets his child support. Jeez. Not telling you what to do. It's going to be hard either way. You got a long road to hoe ahead of you, but to hoe like farming, not hoe like hoeing. I had to clarify from the country.
No, you do.
I feel like somebody was going to be like,
no.
What do you mean? Now is not the time for selling pussy. But I mean, it might be shit. I feel like whatever decision you make, you have to believe in your own strength and ability to get past it, regardless of how this nigga is gonna react.
For the sake of argument, I'm pro choice and believe you should do whatever it is that you feel comfortable with because it's your body.
Yep, and you're a baby.
And you're a baby. Assuming that you decide to have this child, I would definitely not be looking to continue the relationship with this brother because, first of all, aside from you finding out about all of these arrests and the circumstances around them, you kind of had all of the reason to turn around from the beginning. You know, you could use all of the information that you had from before as plenty reason to be like, I don't want to be with you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
At least he was upfront. Told you like on the first date. Hey girl, this is everything that's wrong.
And he could easily be like, oh, but you knew that shit when we was together before and you fucked me anyway and now we got a baby together. Da, da, da. Yeah, all of that's true. But today is a new day. 7
months later, I'm just feeling a lot more clarity.
And
not really horny anymore.
To come see Javaris. I don't know why I picked that as the name. I don't.
It's fine. Whoever.
It's the first name that came
Come see little Timothy.
Whenever it is that you want, but this ain't gonna work out between us. Because honestly, even if he doesn't get physical with you, God forbid he ever did, right? It sounds like there's whole bunch of other shit that could be leading itself right down the same path anyway. One of the other baby mamas, child support not being paid, him going back to prison. Yeah. It seems like the odds are kind of stacked up against you, even outside of domestic violence or abuse. But yeah, I would not stay with this nigga, baby or no baby.
I think you were right, though, about the fact that a lot of people don't ever heal from the things that drive them to unhealthy behaviors until they go through therapy. And maybe you can suggest that y'all have only known each other 7 months. Right, so this is...
And this nigga's 36.
This is a complicated situation altogether, but I just want you to feel... God damn.
As happy and healthy and safe as you can in this situation. Yes. And I think empowered is another good word. You know what I'm saying? And from here on out, no shade, but like your gut, trust it. You know what I'm saying? Like you knew that you had all of these red flags and you thought he was cute. You fucked him anyway. And now you're in a situation that's probably stressing you out a little bit and you don't know what to do or whatever.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful baby that could be a president and make the world a better place one day. You know what I'm saying? All of that is that. But this nigga don't sound like he plan on being shit anytime soon. And you still, again, baby or no baby, have the power to separate yourself from him and still raise a happy, healthy kid. Yeah. That's what I would do because it sounds like this nigga ain't shit.
At this stage in my life, I would be like, yes, free pregnancy. And never tell that nigga and run away.
Right.
And raise my baby by myself.
That's horrible.
But you can't listen to me because I'm truly awful.
And not 26.
And not, I am 36 like this nigga is. So I mean, he's 10. Girl, I don't even want to go back down all the different ways where you should have been like, oh, this ain't a good idea. Because you surely know that by now. And it's not helping anything to rehash all that. But good luck in making your decision. Of course, we pray that you stay safe. And if this nigga ever lay a finger on you, please don't look back when you leave his ass.
And I think, don't look back when you see the bloody corpse on the ground.
Woo! Okay.
Hop into your four wheels.
You better bash that nigga head open and thank on heaven later.
I mean, it's right there in the book.
Just saying. All right. That's going to wrap up the questions for this week. Send yours to asktheread@gmail.com. We'll be right back.
This week's episode is also being brought to you guys by ZipRecruiter. Do you know what is not smart? Job boards that send you candidates that aren't qualified for the role that you posted. And that sends you a mile-high stack of resumes to sort through. But you know what is smart? Going to ZipRecruiter.com/theread to hire the right person. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter finds qualified candidates for you. Its powerful matching technology scans through thousands of resumes to identify people with the right skills, education, and experience. All on its own. Then it actively invites them to apply to your job so you get qualified candidates very quickly. That's why ZipRecruiter is rated #1 by employers in the U.S. This rating comes from hiring sites on Trustpilot with over 1,000 reviews. We've got some, boss Vs that listen to this show. And I've seen some of y'all say that you've been able to find candidates within like hours. So right now, our listeners can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/theread. If you love the show, you can show your support and go to ZipRecruiter.com/theread. That's ZipRecruiter.com/theread. ZipRecruiter.com/theread. Go get some people some jobs and let's move on.
Hey, y'all, this episode is also brought to you by Squarespace, where you can turn all your dreams into reality. Squarespace makes it so easy to launch your passion project, whether it's a new business, showcasing work, maybe you write poetry and shit, publishing content, selling products and more. Whatever it is, Squarespace is the tool for you. They've got gorgeous templates created by world-class designers, and it comes with the ability to customize just about anything with a few clicks, so you can make a beautiful website all by yourself. Squarespace's powerful e-commerce functionality lets you sell anything online, and they got analytics to help you grow your site in real time. When it's time for you to start throwing ads up there and stuff, you could be like, this is what my numbers look like. Squarespace will help you do that. Everything is optimized for mobile right out the box, and there's nothing to patch or upgrade ever. Plus, buying domains is super easy, and you'll get all the help you need with Squarespace's 24/7 award-winning customer support. So head to squarespace.com/read today for your free trial, and when you're ready to launch your site, use offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a site or domain. Squarespace empowers so many people, from designers to lawyers, artists, gamers, even businesses like restaurants and gyms, to turn great ideas into something real. So again, squarespace.com/read, offer code READ, build something great, and let's finish the show.
Okay, so we're back. It is now finally time for the read.
It is.
So I'm just going to start because I don't really have that much.
There's so many people who could be cussed out this week, though. My God.
Word on high.
It's really bad.
Like every which way.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
This governor in Virginia who won't step down.
What?
You didn't hear about the governor in Virginia who his blackface pictures from his yearbook popped up?
What?
Yeah. In whole ass 1984. posing in blackface in his yearbook photos. Like in, you know how people have like a page where you could put up like personal pictures and all that.
And they put it in the yearbook.
Yeah, and he got on TV and was like, yeah, it was me. And the next day he was like, well, I'm not totally sure it was me, but I know I did blackface before for a Michael Jackson costume.
Oh, you're making it so much better.
It's like, why won't you?
Oh, this is great.
It's just, but no, he's just one of so many people who could be cussed out.
Absolutely.
So yes.
Okay, so for me, first of all, I want to say in terms of Jesse, sending him light, positivity, brother, you're always so warm, you're always so kind, and I just hope that you feel that same level of like warmth and kindness and love being sent right back your way. That for me was so... I really couldn't even put into words how I felt that day besides... God, this planet is fucked. Like, this world is so fucked. It's
really bad.
And again, like, knowing he's safe, knowing that he's like a strong person and a fighter and all of that stuff, like, puts some solace in the situation or whatever. But again, like, the way that a lot of people have treated the story or like approached it has been, again, disheartening, disappointing, frustrating, and all of the things that can continuously happen when these sort of stories come out. Like, to me, this should have been something that pissed off way more people than seem to be pissed off. But you know, well, you know,
when something happens to a black gay, then it's pretty much only black gays who are going to be right.
It's out the window. You know, a couple of black women,
a few. Not too many.
Not all.
And we'll get there, trust. Yeah. We'll get there.
But, you know, it's just another update in how people feel about people. Nobody really gives a fuck about anybody. Community's not a real thing. The world's on fire.
Yep.
So, love to him. And that's pretty much just how I feel about that situation at this point. And as usual, I can't stand so many of you ignorant ass, stupid ass, dumb ass niggas. And if it were future, you niggas would have had a telethon and a fucking like sit-ins. All kinds of campaigns would have been going forward. So I don't even, but okay. Sure.
Well, maybe you would have blamed him for not fighting back the same way y'all blamed Terry Crews for not punching that white man. Maybe y'all would have been like, if somebody screamed MAGA at me, I would beat their ass.
If the MAGA niggas had grabbed his dick, because that's soft, gay, faggoty shit.
Oh, God. See how it all comes back to, you know what? Never mind. Please continue.
Person that I'm going to read this week is Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson is currently promoting his new film, Cold Pursuit, which I actually wanted to see, although it looks basically like Taken on Ice. But I was going to go watch it anyway. Now I'm not.
Taken on Ice?
Basically, he, during an interview for the film, I think with The Independent, he told a story. So the movie, I guess, is about like this guy whose son is murdered.
Okay.
And then him like going on this revenge plot to, you know, kill the gangster or drug lord or whoever who murdered his kid.
Got it.
So he's talking about like revenge and like primal rage, and for whatever reason tells this story about how 40 years ago, when a close friend of his was raped, how he went on a hunt to murder a random black person. So he says this close woman who he didn't want to name or identify for her privacy or whatever, it was a close friend of his, and she told him that she had been raped. And he asked her if she knew who it was. She said no. He asked the person's race, and she said it was a black person. Then he said he grabbed a kosh, which I learned is like a UK baton, like a
crowbar type
club, if you will.
Yeah.
And went around, like walking around the neighborhood for a week, hoping that a black bastard, his words, would like start some trouble with him so that he could kill them. Right. So he, in the interview, acknowledged this as being, I want to make sure I use the right words. I can't say if he said awful or horrible. It doesn't really matter, but he said that it was horrible. I never saw him use the word racist, but he acknowledged it as being this horrible, horrible thing. And he said, I've never admitted that, and I'm saying it to a journalist, God forbid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they sort of like
What the fuck?
segue in the most awkward way because the interviewer is like, okay. Like, it's like they fully realize, oh, this is about to be a different interview now. And like the interviewer went and did all of this research and talked to several people. And of course, now the whole piece is like surrounding that statement and the story that you just told in attempt to like promote the film. So I could spend all of this time talking about all of the ways that that is racist, about all of the ways that that is horrible, about all of the times that white women have accused black men of raping them, of all of the black men who have been imprisoned or have been murdered wrongly for some random story that someone has told. And it's not to say that whoever this woman wasn't actually raped by a black person, but you recognize absolutely why this is wrong and why it's horrible. And I feel like it would just be a waste of time for me to go down a long list of why all of these things are racist. Especially since you know that you didn't want to describe it as racist. In fact, you ran to Good Morning America the very next day.
Of course.
To say that you are not racist and that this was 40 years ago and that you hope that it could be, you know, an opportunity to have a conversation and talk about things. So this is what leads me to my actual problem with Liam Neeson, right? Because yes, it was 40 years ago. And let's say that in 40 years, you have learned, you know, from your days in Ireland to now being this huge actor, all of the ways that that is heinous and horrible and things like that. The reason that this is so disgusting to me is the time and place. Like, you're talking about how you almost and very well could. You were walking by pubs looking for any black person who was drunk enough to like see you walking around and say something wrong to you or anything that you didn't like, basically, so you could beat them to death.
Right. And
you're using it as a way to promote your movie? Like, you acknowledge this after getting dragged, after being called racist. Yes. Now you're saying that you hope that this could be, you know, a talking point. You hope that this could be something that people can have a conversation about or around and can grow from it and so on. All of the times, we blacks have marched, have rallied. Even your own peers in Hollywood have sat next to you, behind you, in front of you, across from you, and talked about these things. And none of those you could have, on your own volition, told this same story and used it at a time in a place that was about race. Mm-hmm. You could have gone to the side of many of your peers or plenty of people, of black people in this country and your country and wherever else, and use that as a moment to be like, this is something that I did. This is how I participated in racism and in ignorance. And this is something that I'm ashamed of. And I want to talk to people who look like me, people who, you know, like young white people, young Irish men and women and blah, 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 about this sort of thing, because I know that I'm not the only person 40 years ago or today ago that behaves this way. Yes. You didn't use it in a way to enact change. And I don't even really think that you thought about using it in a way to enact change until people were telling you how horrible and wrong and disgusting that was. You were using it in a way, again, to promote this movie. Mm-hmm. And that to me is really fucking gross. And I heard that like they're already shutting down red carpets and interviews and all that stuff. Oh yeah, premiere got shut down. I was like, damn, I know the studio is I know they are. I know they are irate, nigga. Pissed. Producers, director, co-stars, everybody has got to be so fucking mad. Like, nigga, you could have done real good with this story, or you could have kept this shit to yourself. Yeah. Cause I don't want to hear anything about not being racist. It's countless numbers of black people who have died because a white man went out looking for trouble. I don't want to hear anything about not racist. So I don't really know what movement it is that you thought that you were trying to start here or what it was. Like, if you actually listen to the audio of the interview, they sound like the interviewers, the people who are like listening to him, sound so like taken aback after he's done. Of course. Almost like, where do we go from here? So nobody really seems to know what it is that you were trying to like come across with in this story or whatnot. Mm-hmm. But you could have either kept it to yourself, or you could have used in the many moments where black people could have used the aid of an influential white person to tell this story and use it to do some fucking good. Because once again, as I've said, black people cannot be the only ones to make change as far as civil rights, race, equality, or any of that stuff is concerned. It has to be more of y'all, especially straight white male motherfuckers, to stand up and be like, this is wrong and this is how I know that it's fucking wrong. Yes. That's why a lot of people, aside from this, a lot of people were like upset with Kevin Hart for saying, for sending love to Jussie Smollett. And I was like, I would have been more pissed if he didn't say anything, because you just sat on there on that show with Ellen DeGeneres' white ass talking about how you've learned so much and you're not the same person that you were 10 years ago and stuff like that. So I want to see that. You know what I'm saying? And this could have just been your PR person being like, bitch, if you don't use your 280 characters, bitch. Like,
I know
it
you
could have
better.
been that, but I'll take it. I would rather it be that than not saying anything after the shit that we just dealt with.
Your actions are what matter. Your actions are what matter.
Like Ellen tweeting, talking about 4 years ago, Jussie Smollett came out on my show. Hope he's doing great.
You still made this whole event about you, though, girl.
Like, girl.
I have so much respect for Ellen, but I don't know what she's doing with this.
Same.
I don't know what she's doing. I still love her show, but I don't get this at all.
Couldn't have said it better. So I say all that to say, like, there's a time and there's a place for everything. I'm fully for motherfuckers being like, you know what? I used to be garbage. And I would like, not only do I feel like I'm not garbage anymore, I would like to continue to not be garbage, and I would like to inspire anybody that looks up to me to learn from my bullshit.
Yes.
Like, I just think that that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But you being like, oh, let me tell you this time I tried to kill a black bastard because somebody else,
for a reason right. So you were just going to kill any black man, not even the one who did this? I honestly would not have been mad if he was like, and so I went to that motherfucker's house and said, so you raped my sister, cousin, friend, whatever. Like, so
if
now I have to beat your face in.
It was that nigga who lives on Temple Road over there, blah, 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 blah. There are still authorities that can be called to handle those types of things. But, like, it's one thing if she was like, yeah, it's the nigga who lives across the street from us, and you in your impulsive rage at that point went to go and fight that one entire motherfucker. And that's not even okay. But that's completely different. And I feel like the understanding in that would be different than you just being like, well, I'm just going to go. First of all, again, you asked her, what is this person's race?
Right.
Not what do they look like? What will they wear? Not anything else. You wanted to know what their race was so that you could just go and kill.
So that you would feel justified in killing a black man. And you knew as a white man, you could get away with it. That's why you were looking for somebody to start something with you. You were probably walking around being extremely aggressive, just hoping somebody
carrying
would take the bait.
A weapon out like... Yeah. And he said he did this every day for a week. So it was like you were waiting for anybody, a black person, to be like, hey, what's with the club, dude? So
or
you
to
could
just
start with
try
some
you
shit.
in any way. Like, you wanted it to happen.
Meanwhile, I don't know what Northern Ireland blacks were like 40 years ago, but many of the blacks that I know 40 years ago and today ain't about to just see no white person walking around with no baton and asking questions.
No.
We're leaving.
Yeah.
So many black bastards probably didn't say anything to you.
And praise God.
They could praise God because they could already tell, oh, white person with a weapon? None for me, thanks.
No thanks. Nope, seen this movie before.
And I've seen Taken 3 times.
I have never seen.
So you can keep that shit as well as this movie. What is it with these actors just saying all kinds of controversial
right when
shit
their movies
right when their movie's coming out?
I don't know.
Girl.
I don't think I've ever seen a Liam Neeson movie. That man could walk in here right now, would not know who he is.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know white culture like that. But this story blew my mind because it was just like, as so many people have already said, if she was like, no, he had kind of like sandy blonde hair, greenish blue eyes, he was about 5'8", medium build, you would not have went around looking for every Swedish prince that fit that.
Because they asked him that on GMA. They were like, if she would have told you it was a white person, would you have done the same thing? And he was like, of course, if it was
you a fucking lie, because all you got to do is step outside and see a white.
Exactly.
You a fucking lie.
So you mean the first white man who would have said something to you would have just beat their head in?
You a fucking
You're
lie.
a liar in 2 halves.
Fucking lie. Child. This bullshit.
I'm so tired. Like, I can't. So, I don't know. Like, when I heard about this, when I read the headline, I was like, I know he must have been sitting betwixt Ava and like... maybe Oprah was there, maybe Viola Davis.
Oh, Lord.
I don't know who he had to, maybe he was on a panel about equality and he was just so ashamed. No.
No.
He pulled this story he could have kept out of his natural white ass to
He did
promote
do that.
this
He
movie
did
that God only knows who's about to go. I mean, well, white people still gonna go see it because they don't care.
Right,
But
no. I mean, he won't face any real repercussions for this. It's not like he actually did it, which I guess people think he deserves credit for. I mean...
he didn't actually kill anybody.
Not really, girl. Like, he had the full intention. It's not because of him that this didn't happen.
Well, goddamn, what are you, Black Swan? The man didn't kill anyone.
It's almost like we want to be free to walk the streets and talk to people in this world without thinking, hey, this white man is on a vendetta and hates blacks and is going to kill the first one that speaks to him. Nigga, what?
And besides that, for y'all who go to the gym, if you go use a locker, get a lock. Like, why do y'all keep putting your stuff in locks without locks on them? Like, is that a thing in the women's room too?
Well, the gym I go to now has locks built into the lockers. And you need to switch and come over here and quit playing. I keep telling you.
I've switched to Equinox.
Have you?
Not all of them have lockers.
Oh, no, they don't. Oh, but white people do not expect anybody to take their things. So they just...
I guess at Equinox too, especially. I've seen a couple of the girls at other gyms do that as well. But like, I went to Equinox, I swear, like maybe 3-4 days ago, and there was like a series of, it had to be like 6 locks. No, and again, it's not lockerless. So anybody could just open this and take their things and leave with coat, bag, cellular phone,
don't care.
everything just perched in there. First of all, it's irksome because I want someplace to put my things with my actual locking device.
Right.
And now I have to go like, it was just, I don't know why I'll do that. It's weird. It's strange. Plus at Equinox, at least at the one that I went to, you can literally go and ask somebody for a lock.
Yeah. They are. I mean, that fucking. I almost called it a club. It looks like a club.
I mean, it might
Equinox has a fucking coat check. Of course, they have locks. Just go ask,
nigga. They have a coat check.
White people don't worry about that because, I would not rest if I had left my things in the locker room without a lock. I wouldn't be able to go peacefully enjoy my workout. But white people know nothing will happen to them. They know it. We could actually sit here and talk about white people behavior at the gym all day. We really could. Because white girls love walking around that bitch like they are at home, okay? Titties out. And I get in the locker room, titty out. Who cares?
Yeah,
pussy hairs. Who
in
cares?
But
what I don't understand is you bitches walking around the whole ass gym with no shoes on.
That's gross.
It's disgusting.
That is gross.
And then you walk right through this locker room, which is also filthy, into them showers where God only knows
Let me
what
tell
you are picking up. And I know y'all not washing the bottom of your fucking feet.
My nigga on earth.
I be so grossed out.
Gross.
I want to throw up.
Gross.
I want to puke
like
every time.
And I don't give a fuck how much eucalyptus that goddamn gym smell like. It ain't clean enough for me to take a shower without these slides on, bitch. I'm not doing it.
And
that's
Equinox
nasty.
is very clean, but it's not clean enough for me to walk around there with no fucking shoes on.
And the men's locker room?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
I just feel like I would step in. How do you know it's just not nut lurking around every corner?
You are, and first of all, there is. Secondly, that's one of many secretions. Gross. But like, girl,
so
I'm not putting my bare foot on nothing. And that, yuck.
Oh no. Every day I watch Rebecca and them walk right from hot yoga with no fucking shoes on all over the gun. Sometimes they take their shoes off in the middle of a workout and just keep working out with just socks on or just bare feet on. And I'd be like, yo, we built different.
I have done squats in socks before. But that's because like sometimes I have the wrong shoes on.
Yes,
and
you
need them, like a flat.
Yes. Sometimes like I will work out, like I have shoes that are for when I'm going to be doing weightlifting versus when I'm going to be doing cardio because it matters.
Yes, it definitely does.
However, you bitches and them nasty toes and you just be all over the gym with them.
Again, my socks are on my feet and I'm in place. And as soon as my workout is done, I put my shoes back on. And again, that's only because I fucked up and didn't have the right shoes on today.
Okay. Yuck. Well, for my read this week, I am going to talk about someone named Jess Hilarious. If you haven't heard of her.
Let me strap in because I don't even know what happened.
I guess she's big on the Shade Room.
She's very active on there.
I think, and I don't follow the Shade Room, so I guess I don't really keep up with too much of what Jess Hilarious has going on.
She's on Rail.
Yes, she is on Rail. And I'm trying to think. She has like 5 million Instagram followers, so I'm sure she does something. Maybe she's on Wild Now. I don't know.
She's done a lot of stuff, yes.
Okay, great. Well, so Jess Hilarious is in the social media news this week because she left a comment on Instagram in response to somebody else who, this person's name is at official Taylor Gray, wrote on her Instagram, not the Shade Room's, imagine having to comment on the Shade Room 24/7 to keep the lights on. So I guess Just Hilarious is in the comment section of every post on the Shade Room.
Wait. She left that comment on Jess's page or vice versa?
Well, I don't think Taylor is a girl. I think Taylor Gray is a boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. So Taylor
but he went on Jess's Instagram, commented on her most recent post, and said, imagine having to comment on the Shade Room 24/7 to keep the lights on.
I don't know why y'all care.
Right. So my thing about this is like, you know how normally I'm like, I feel like celebrities should leave shit alone. But when you bring shit to their Instagram accounts, then they have the right to respond. I feel this way. I still do feel this way, even though I also broke my own rule and went to Just Hilarious's Instagram post. But I'm going to get to that in a minute.
Oh, boy.
So Taylor left that comment, Jess responded and said, yeah, imagine it, faggot.
Oh.
Yeah, imagine it, faggot.
Okay.
Just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4 words.
Okay.
Taylor took a screenshot, reposted it, of course. The internet went crazy. Immediately, some of y'all tried to Photoshop it and act like Cardi B said it.
Wait, what?
Because you know niggas play too much on the internet. But
what the fuck is Earth?
So anyway, naturally, lots of people were upset by this because faggot is a slur. It is a derogatory word, especially if you are not a gay man. Yeah. Calling somebody else that word is considered highly offensive. You niggas know this. It's 2019. Nothing about that is new.
Yep.
So people got very angry at Just Hilarious. They were going in for a while. This morning, she posted a video that I did not watch. I don't care to see what is in the video, but the caption reads, "Listen, I have never been homophobic in my fucking life. I love gay people as they love me. Yesterday, I called a young man a faggot for disrespecting me. And for that, to the LGBT community, I sincerely apologize. However, if I feel disrespected and that's someone hit below the belt,
but you just
whether they are gay or not,
damn it,
I'm going to return the same energy.
But
I'm trying to control my anger at this point in my career by being more positive. But just like anybody else, it's a growing process. I ask that the LGBT rainbow flag emoji gives respect as they want it. Wait. If you feel as if you can't forgive me and I'm still canceled on your watch, I totally understand. Rainbow emoji. Still love you guys." So like I said, didn't watch the video. I have no clue what's in it. And I really could have stayed out of this entirely. But she really...
This happened today?
This happened this morning.
Okay.
She got on my nerves with this because she did not end it at, and for that, to the LGBT community, I sincerely apologize.
Right.
Why didn't you just leave it right there? You know why? Because you did not really mean this apology, and you proved that by saying, if I feel disrespected and someone hits below the belt, whether they're gay or not, I'm going to return the same energy. Okay. I actually agree that celebrities, public figures, however, y'all have really warped the word fame, and it applies to all kinds of people now.
Influencer.
Y'all really, I feel like y'all see these little white check marks on Instagram and Twitter and feel like these people, that constitutes a celebrity when it does not. But I commented on this post something along the lines of, it is very easy to reciprocate disrespect without using slurs.
It's really...
Because that's all you had to do. If this young man, if you felt so disrespected by, imagine having to comment on the Shade Room 24/7 to keep the lights on, which I'm not even seeing how exactly that is hitting below the belt necessarily. You can absolutely respond to that and be as snarky or shitty or bitchy as you want to be without bringing up his sexual orientation and using a word. What I don't think you seem to understand about this, using a word that hits so many people other than your target. This young man, Taylor Gray, may or may not have given a shit about you calling him a faggot. But you know who did? Countless numbers of people who are your fans, followers, just in your general social media orbit who are like exposed to the things you say online, who may have seen your videos and think you're so funny or whatever else, like you on Rel, like you on whatever else you do. It's those people that you end up hitting. And you want to act like it's okay for you to say faggot because this nigga came out the side of his neck talking to you crazy. But like, girl, you're not hitting back with the same intensity that you were hit with. It is very easy, and I explained this to a lot of the dumbasses in her comments afterwards. It is incredibly simple to be disrespectful without calling somebody a slur. You don't have to use faggot, dyke, nigga, any of the other ones that I can't say because I'm not a part of that group. But y'all know what they are.
Right.
You don't have to come for people in that manner. Like one of Jess's dumbass fans got mad at me and I said, well, listen, I'm calling you semi-illiterate right now. You see how that's disrespectful? And yet at the same time, I'm not calling you whichever slur fits your identity. You see how I can do like I'm being mean to you right now. It's a mean thing that I'm saying. You may not get it because you're not, I know that reading and comprehension aren't your strong suit, but I'm being very mean right now without calling you something that disrespects your humanity. And again, when you are a public figure with lots of people paying attention to the things you say and do, you don't just hit the one person that you wanted to target. You hit everybody else who also shares that identity and is hurt by those words. But you don't care because you didn't just leave it at, I used faggot. I absolutely should have never done that. My bad, y'all. I will never say that again. You followed it up with, well, I'm just saying you made me mad and how dare you, you can't really come for me for that because I'm just going to match y'all's energy. So if you want to be respected, then show me that same respect. I don't know what intersections Just Hilarious has other than being black. But I know that if I were to get on her Instagram and call her a nigger, that has probably a 0% impact because it's coming from another black person. I don't know how you would feel about a bunch of white people calling you nigger or coon or welfare mother or, having a black I don't even know if she has a baby, but
Yeah, she does.
Oh, okay. Well, and so I don't know if she had that baby out of wedlock, but if they call her, some welfare mother with a black bastard child who needs to stop living off the government and do better with her. It doesn't even matter if it's real or true or applies to you. It's just that you don't seem straight black women have a real hard time understanding that just saying that you support the LGBT community or you like gay people, you've been watching Kid Fury's videos for a long time, so I don't understand how you could call me homophobic or anything else like.
Or just because a gay person does your makeup and hair. My God.
Yes, which was this.
Just
because you're around gay people, just because there are gay stylists around you. And
you kiki with your stylist so much and you think that you're an ally. That's not how it works.
That's not being friends with gay people, or more accurately, gay people who are being paid to provide a service being kind to you.
That's
and y'all having some rapport does not an ally make.
It just don't.
It doesn't. You can't say, I sincerely apologize. However, he hit below the belt and whether you gay or not, I'm going to return with the same energy. Why can't you return with energy that doesn't demean somebody for who they are?
And you're so right. How is that hitting below the fucking belt? Girl, you do comment on every Shade Room post.
I don't even know that, but
every time I've gone to, I look at the topics more than you do, but like,
you're right.
Every time I've ever clicked on a Shade Room post, almost all the time there's a comment there, and it's never like irked me. So I don't know why people feel like that's even worth something worth commenting on, or whatever. I figure it's done just so that you're seen, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that people see your page and go in and you get engagement or whatever. I've never really understood it, but it's never bothered me. So I don't understand why that's hitting below the belt. And again, so much so that you have to use faggot. And what really blows me about this is that you're not just some regular person or just some like goofy exec somewhere. Like, you're a comic from Baltimore. Like, your roots are being able to flame somebody.
Yeah.
So you should have been able to just go to this motherfucker's page and like roasted him without slurs. Like, that's what you do.
Like, girl, not in that too tight Gucci knockoff or whatever.
Anything else.
I don't know what this young man had on, but you could have. There's so many ways that you can come for somebody.
Like, imagine if faggot is so lazy. Like, even aside from it being an offensive slur, like, you're a comedian and I just don't.
Yeah.
You could have actually had like a completely different reaction to this because you could have came for somebody who came for you in a funny way that, isn't offending a whole bunch of innocent people who many of them might be fans of yours. Right.
I love gay people as they love me. Girl, what?
Well, let's not assume. I like her, but I don't like...
I don't know her to dislike her, but this caption right here, this is where I was like, okay, I don't know this girl from a can of paint, but I'll be damned if we're going to act like this makes any kind of fucking sense. It does not. You're not sincerely apologizing by then following it up with what you feel like is your justification for why you said it. Those can't coexist. You either sincerely apologize and you truly regret it and you feel a great deal of remorse for it, or you just tired of niggas dragging you on Instagram and you ready to throw something out there and move the fuck on. And I would highly suggest not going to look at the comments, because it actually discouraged me to see how many thousands and thousands of Black people are like, the alphabet boys need to toughen up, pansy ass crybabies. Y'all want it to be equal, but when we equally, giving out these disses, y'all are, in your feelings, and the LGBTs just acting like can't nobody say nothing about them.
Care.
And it's really discouraging to see all these people act like this isn't connected. Like, half of these niggas was posting them shitty photoshops of Jussie Smollett after the attack, talking about, we are one and this is so wrong. I love Jussie. I love Empire. This is so fucked up. How can y'all not see the correlation between somebody like Jess Hilarious, who will toss out faggot for no reason, and a culture that feels like it is okay for Jussie Smollett to be attacked with homophobic slurs and physically attacked for being who he is? How do you not see that those two things contribute? They go hand in hand with one another. It's right there in front of your face if you would just choose to stop being so goddamn ignorant. And it really pisses me off when this comes from Black people, especially Black women, because had a white boy done it, the Liam Neeson thing, had a white boy done it, had a white boy said something this fucking crazy to one of us out of nowhere and called us a nigger or whatever else, y'all would be all up in arms over it. Just so fucking pissed. But then you act like because you used a slur against one of us, one of the alphabet boys, and it don't really matter, or y'all need to quit being so fucking sensitive and it's not that deep. All right. Well, you know what? I wish it wasn't that deep every time one of you niggas get gunned down by the police and Black women and Black queer people are the first ones to take up for y'all asses and start marching and all this other shit. And I wish every time there wasn't another story, or maybe it shouldn't be this way, that every time there's another story about a straight Black woman being caught up in a shitty situation, usually behind some dumbass man, that the rest of us don't automatically have empathy for this sister or trying to help her out or trying to get people to understand how control and abuse works. Maybe if we stopped taking up for you niggas, y'all would understand just how valuable we are. And it's a goddamn shame that not even Black women, like, I can't tell you how many dumbass Black bitches responded to me with something so fucking ignorant, and I had to block their asses.
As a gay Black man, I'm not surprised, but it's disappointing.
It was honestly, like, it's just disappointing. The number of people who are bending over backwards to make excuses for this. There are no fucking excuses.
There's been a lot of that this week.
There has.
A lot of disappointing shit happening from even within our own, community.
Yeah. So fuck Jess Hilarious. I never gave a shit about her anyway, but I'm definitely not finna. And, and to be totally real with you, I broke my own little rule of not commenting on people's Instagrams because I'm not scared of anything this girl or any of her dumbass followers could possibly say to me. What you gonna do? Out argue me? Not with logic. So I don't have no issue with saying what I said. I stand up in it. If she don't like it, she can block me or say whatever the fuck she got to say. It really don't matter. But like, this was just so fucking ignorant. And don't try to act like you are less hateful because you were just responding to somebody who was mean to you. People say crazy shit to me all the time. All the time. You know what I don't do? Follow up with slurs that are based on their race or ethnicity or sexual orientation or anything else, because I have the ability to clown every fucking thing about you without ever getting into the things that, God made about you and can't be changed.
It's not hard.
Most of you are just so very fucking dusty, girl. It's actually incredibly simple if you would just try. You're supposed to be a comedian. Comedians are supposed to be a lot smarter than that. So,
well, I wouldn't even say that, but you would.
I honestly feel like comedians should have something
it's
better.
It's your job.
Yes, exactly. Because faggot, dyke, that is amateur shit. That is 8th grade hallway shit.
Hello, in the 40s. like that is basic
all you got?
Ass locker talk. Like, that's so whack, bro. Like, come on.
Yes, you can say something that targets the person who came out their neck towards you without hitting all of these innocent fans of yours with this stray who are just like, well, damn, I was sitting here minding my business, watching Just with the Mess, loving it, and then here she go talking about faggots.
Right in front of my salad. Like, what? Fuck.
Iconic. Okay,
Well,
but yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Very disappointing,
Fuck that little
but
girl.
yeah, not shocked by y'all or your behavior at all. Just out here, numb, trying to survive.
Not give, and at the same time, will be like, protect Jussie Smollett, protect the LGBT. This is wrong. This is fucked up. You don't really feel
I believe
that
I
way.
dragged the fuck out of I
just
can't
be
even
saying
remember
shit.
that other nigga's name who talked about her and her baby.
So she really does have a baby.
Yes, because what is the name of that other? I think it was Corey Holcomb. I think maybe it was a live show that we did one time. But Corey Holcomb made all these jokes about her because she took like a picture with her baby and they were both naked in the picture or something like that. And he just made it like really like perverted and just had all these like really immature and disgusting jokes to make about it. And I'm pretty sure that I dragged his ass.
Well, I'm sure I defended her in that context because she deserved it. But,
right.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe you in particular did not deserve it, but women don't deserve to be dragged for taking pictures with their babies and then niggas perverting it in their own damn minds. But, we talk about so many people on this show. It ain't no way in hell I could possibly keep track of all of them.
God
I just saw, I would have honestly left it alone because I don't give a shit about this girl. But that caption pushed me right on over the edge. Like, you're not going to say that you sincerely apologize and then back it up with all the reasons that you felt like you were justified in doing it. Girl, kiss my ass.
Yeah, what's the point of apologizing then?
All right, that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out on social media at This Is The Read. Our website is thisistheread.com. If there are tickets for our anniversary show later this month, they are at thereadlive.com.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Oh, Portia looks good.
Portia, is she pregnant? She's had that baby
pregnant
or no?
on the cover of, I think she's still pregnant, but she's on the cover of Rolling Out. I don't know.
Rolling Out?
Yeah, Rolling Out magazine. But she looks gorgeous. Tits galore.
Well, she always has been a pretty girl.
And as I've said, yellow on brown skin. I mean, we do great in all colors, but there's just something about a black woman in any shade of yellow that is just unbeatable. Like, golds and yellow. Is saffron a yellow? Saffron's a yellow.
Saffron's a yellow.
All of those things, my nigga.
True.
Black women should have a no guys allowed all yellow party where you just drink champagne and and fellowship.
And Lupita Nyong'o is like the hostess. Lupita
the master of ceremonies
invented marigold. Pass it on.
Yeah.
That would be lovely. So yeah, any news from you this week before we head out of here?
I don't have any news for you this week except for, again, last week was not a casting call. So girl, I want to remind you.
I love it. I told you. I told y'all niggas.
Yeah, unrelated stuff that we'll talk about at a later date. Also, it just slipped my mind something. Thank you to so many of y'all who have been hitting us up like, yes, you can buy Girl Scout cookies online. And in fact, my baby has them for sale. Here's the link. So yeah, I'm jumping into like some random links and I'm gonna just buy some.
Oh man, did you see the video of the little girl doing the Money remix?
You bet your black ass I see it.
They posted the link to buy her cookies and I went to click on it and it's sold out. It's like,
of course it is.
It's like, sorry guys, I have actually sold all the cookies I'm allowed to sell.
I should
Please
have
buy
made
them
her
from
black
somebody
excellence.
else.
Maybe next week. Because I know she walked in the rest of her trip like, so girls, we're done. You're welcome.
Cookies to the roof. I got girls in my troop.
She's so cute.
Cookies to the roof.
Her little fro sitting on them
she
cookies.
She was so cute.
Oh my God.
Started going through all my faves. I was like, yes, sister.
There's still beauty in the world.
Oh, amen. All right, you guys.
No acronym this week. Just do something positive this week. Maybe play Kingdom Hearts. It's the only thing that's been keeping me sane. Block a homophobe. Block a bigot. Block a bigot. Block a bigot.
That's
Thursdays.
a movement. Block a bigot 2019, nigga.
Yes.
All right. We will see y'all next week.